Welcome back, my brothers and sisters, to my channel, Readings by Circe, with yours truly, Becky. I'm so honored to be here. I'm excited to bring you guys another reading. Today, I did get a message from Source. These are messages that are coming from Source today. It is going to be about connecting your mind with your body and soul, but it's generally just going to be focused on what Source wants you to hear and how that plays out for you guys, okay? So I'm super excited, and I just thank you guys so much for being here. I don't have anything to put on top of the piles. What Source wanted me to do today was to have you choose from a master number that resonates with you. So for pile number 1, it is going to be number 22. For pile number 2, it's going to be 33. And for pile number 3, it's going to be 44. And those are very specific numbers that Source asked me to put with each pile. You might be asking, why didn't you start with 11? It was not my choice, okay? Our job is to listen to Source and to do what Source asks, and this is what Source asks. So pile 1, 22, pile 2, 33, and pile 3, 44. So I hope that this helps, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and timestamps are down below. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you always get notified when my next video does go out, which is every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is my schedule, and I look forward to seeing you guys on your piles. So I'll see you guys soon. Welcome, pile number 1. I've got your cards out already. We've got everything set up. We've got oracle cards. We've got channel messages out. So we will be ready to go. This is for those of you that chose number 22. This is going to be for you. This is what messages that Source has for you. It's to help you connect your mind, your body, and your soul. What Source really wants you to know. So since I have your cards out and Source gave me an extra card, they don't want me to pull it until the end. So I've got that set aside over here, and yeah, we'll see what's up. I don't know. We're going to find out the cards together, guys. So here we go. Let me get these laid out how they want them. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay, so before I get into your cards, there was a message that was coming through that was saying that you guys are dealing with multiple people. You're dealing with people who appear to be a certain way. There's some that appear to be kings and queens, you know, that energy of stable and secure. They know what they want. And there are some that are coming in as knights. They're just in a hurry. They're in a rush. They don't want to deal with very much. They just are focused on themselves. And there was one particular energy coming through that is very manipulative as well. And so again, this might not resonate with everybody. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. It just means that was a message for someone else. So what they want you guys to know is that that is actually interfering with your energies currently. You're an empath, and you know, if you're not an empath, you guys just get affected by the world, and that's okay. You know, you don't necessarily have to be an empath to be affected by the world. You could be a logical thinker, a rational thinker, and you see the chaos around, and you're just like, how do people not see the truth? How do they not understand it? That doesn't necessarily mean you're an empath, but some of you guys are very empathic by nature, and we've definitely got a lot of heavy energy coming through for you guys. So what's going on right now is that you guys are dealing with some grief. I think that there's somebody or someone, some situation that actually puts you in a state of destabilization. It was somebody who is either duplicitous or who had a lot of aggression towards you. And it created a situation where you feel stuck, or you do currently feel stuck. Now, this is in your mind space, okay? This doesn't mean that it's real. However, it does feel very real. Okay, this feels very real. And there's an interesting energy here that it's up to you to change. Okay, it's up to you. what you're fearing is looking at the past, okay? So whatever happened in the past is kind of like you just want to brush it under the rug and start anew, but the more you have that energy of throwing it under the rug and not viewing it, the more that you stray away from your truth, the more that you find fault with others. There's a sense of resentment here. And you have your back turned to a situation that is falsified friendship is what I'm hearing right now. Wow. You don't want to shine light on this situation because maybe this is your only friend, or maybe this is the only person who feels like they're in it with you. Right? Yeah. You guys hear that horn? Yeah, it just happened. And the thing is that you have an opportunity to research your past energy, and bring light to this situation. Okay, this is your mind space right now. My apologies, my computer is... Okay. Let's get some clarifying cards for this, please, Source. Can you please clarify this for pile number 1? So it's somebody that, yeah, what I said, that duplicitous energy. This is somebody who tricked you, manipulated you. You're dealing with a lot of people. So this could be people at work. This could be people at home. This could be people even on the internet and social media, guys. It does not necessarily have to be a specific situation like a lover or whatever. This could really just be the people who are around you every day, all day. And they're trying to create a situation that's harsh. And it's because they see you being a leader, but they want you guys to feel hopeless because you give so much love and kindness to them. For some of you guys, this is a love relationship that's falling apart. But at the end of the day, it is a situation that's just not working out for you. And that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't want to shed light on the negative energy here. You don't want to shed light on the truth. It's like keeping yourself blind, you know, because you know once you open yourself up to what it is, you know that once you open yourself up to seeing what's standing in front of you, you're not going to like what you see. Okay, so in order for you to connect with your mind in a very honest, open way, you have to allow yourself to be open and honest. You know, we all struggle with this. I struggle with this, guys. There's a situation that I've been dealing with recently, and I know it's not about me. Okay, I get that. What I'm saying is that recently I had to have a sit down, and I had to really sit with how I was feeling. And I didn't understand that I was really mad about this situation in my life. I was so mad about it. And I journal. I talk about journaling all the time. Finally, I took some time and I journaled about the situation, and I journaled about how I truly felt about it. And I sat there, and as it all poured out of me and I finally dealt with it and I faced it, it was like the mask and the illusion came down, and I was no longer seeing what I wanted to see, the romanticized version of what the situation was. Instead, I was seeing it for what it truly was, and that's a toxic situation. But I didn't want that. I didn't want it to be a toxic situation. And I feel like that's kind of where you guys are at right now. There's definitely an underlying resentment coming through here. And I feel like that is the thing they want to focus on here. You're burying your feelings. It's running you into the ground. Burying your feelings is running you into the ground. You guys may be dealing with closeted depression. You guys may be dealing with exhaustion depression, where you're alert but you're tired. You get sleep but you wake up and you don't want to do anything and your muscles are sore. Like this energy of knowing that everything should be fine, but you just can't put your finger on it. It's not fine. Let me get one more clarifying card for this, please, Source. What else do you want to tell on that pile number 1 with number 22? And it's interesting that you guys had number 22, because 22, while it is a master number, and you guys are more than welcome to Google it, to find something that resonates with you, because it will be different for everybody. For me, 2 is all about trusting the process, and 2 and 2 is 4, okay? I feel like I'm teaching a math class. Hey, what's 2 and 2, guys? It's 4. And 4 for me is all about your stability and your stabilization, your foundation, and your roots, right? Your groundedness. And this is telling me that right now you're stuck in your head and you're not able to find groundedness with yourself in order to trust that not everything is as it seems. So I feel like this person is really good at making you see what they want you to see. They're really good at making you feel a certain way. They're really good at these things of manipulation that really trick you into believing that this is all it is, right? Which could be a love relationship, but this could be a family, a friend, a job. It's all to do what they want. It's like they want you to do what they want you to do. They don't want you to become the leader that they see that you are. I can't with you guys. Okay, so the card that came out, it literally, the deeper meaning of it means the exact same thing as the card that's here. Okay? And it's like feeling stuck. Like Source is pointing out here that you guys feel super stuck in this situation. And the thing is that when you look at this, it feels like this energy of it's everybody else. Everybody else is keeping me stuck. Everybody else is making me feel pressured. Everybody else is making me feel like I have to do what they want me to do. And you guys could be fighting a people-pleasing energy here, which it really feels like for other of you guys, you're just not aware. Like you're not aware that you have a decision. You're not aware that you have a choice. Okay, and that's something that could be very subconscious, but it's coming to light here, and Source wants that to be pointed out in this reading. So in order for you to get your mind straight, you have to deal with the darkness, and the darkness is that maybe the people you love and trust aren't who you thought they were. And for me, that was a really hard lesson, because I believe in the inherent good in people, and as much as I want to believe that, even now, I know that not everybody is inherently good on the surface, right? They maybe are at a soul level, and it's easy to see that soul beauty in another person, but that doesn't mean that they're like that in reality. Dealing, hurt people. Frustrated people want other people to be frustrated. Yeah. So you guys are more concerned about the connection than you are about the spiritual aspect of your journey. Like, I feel like some of you guys have wanted to take this spiritual journey, or you're beginning this spiritual journey, but it's like, I don't want to do what I'm being asked to do, because that's not what I want to hear. If you've ever been in a relationship and everybody's like, they're not for you. That person's not for you, they're bad for you, and then you're like, no, that's not what I want to hear. Even though you go to them complaining and you're telling them about how bad your day is, you're telling them about how bad things are, you're telling them about how frustrating it is and why this person doesn't listen to you. And the minute that somebody says they're not for you is the minute that you like put up the boundary and the wall and you shut them out, and you're like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what's going on. And it's like, but I just heard everything that you had to say. And you're like, yeah, but that was just last night. Even though it's a continual occurrence, right? I get it. So the thing is that you don't want to see the truth, because it means that you might actually understand that this person is more focused on the superficiality of life, and they're wearing a mask, and that scares you because you have a deeper feeling for them. You want stability with them, and you have a deeper feeling for them, and you have a deeper, even if this is a job, like it's like you want to see the good in the job, and you want to see the good in the work that you're doing. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be a human that you're dealing with. This could be an entity in itself, which is a job or a situation or a circumstance. Maybe you're trying something new. It's a new investment, or you guys are trying a new adventure, and it's like you're being pushed into it by other sources that are involved in this, you know. I had a situation where I was getting involved with this company, and they kept telling me this is not a pyramid. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not, you know, it's not that. It's this. We help support each other. We help do all the good things for each other. And I was excited because they were excited. But then the minute that I signed up for it, they wanted all this money, which they'd been upfront about, but they told me that they were going to help me get the money. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, what do you have to give us this week? What do you have to give us this week? How are you going about getting the money? And it was like, I thought you guys were going to help me with this. And they're like, well, we are. We're trying to find out what you're doing. And it was like, when I told them what I'm doing, it's like, well, you need to do more of this. You need to do more of this. And it was the energy that I was putting out on it was so exhausting. I was exhausted. I just went dark. I went dark for a month. I was like, I can't. And in that month, I asked Source, I was like, what do I need to do? And I was so scared to say no. I was so scared to cancel the situation. And because it was like, I had already said yes. And it was like, Source just kept telling me, it's like, it's okay for you to change your mind. It's okay for you to not agree with what they're doing. It's okay for you to say no to protect your energy. If every time you get involved in this and you go up the ladder, you have to come back and get away from it. Is that really the situation for you? And I ended it, and it turned into a really big thing. Like, it was like I was the worst person in the world. They were saying really nasty things about me on social media. And I was sitting there and I was like, this is why I didn't want to get involved. This is why, because if they were honest about what they were saying, then when I said no, then they could have said something like, you know what, maybe now is just not the time for you. Maybe it will help you in the future. We'll be here for you when you're ready. But for them to attack me like that, it showed me that that's why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And so you're in a situation right now that's making you feel a certain way. But I feel like, again, you're just beginning a journey of figuring out what you want in life. And if you're not, it's like you're in this level of, it's like on the precipice of really finding out the truth about what's good and what's bad for you. And that's what's coming through here. And so there's this energy that's saying, it's like you have to put yourself into hermit mode. Okay, whether you want to or not, that's where healing will begin. Because right now you're trying to keep up with the facade. And I'm not saying you have a facade, but you're trying to keep up with this facade that's out there. And in doing so, right, the emotional ego is telling you, if you don't, like it did me, if you don't, it means this, this, and this about you. No, it doesn't. It means that you're just learning how to say no, and you're learning what's good and what's not for you, and that's okay. You know, we're human. If people can't see that you're human and that you will make mistakes just the same like they make mistakes, then that's how you already know off the bat that they're not for you, or that situation is not for you. This is not a one and done situation. Everybody tries to paint life as in black and white, and it's not. There's a whole grayscale that goes in between that. And it's time for us to get back into that grayscale, and that's what's being brought up here, is that it's making you feel, right, that resentment underneath it. It's like, I only have one chance to get this right. No, you don't. You're given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, but the more you focus on, there's only one chance for me to get this right. Okay, this is your mind, right? This is your mind body right now. The more you put yourself into a cage, and every time you think that, that cage gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter on you, and it's like, whoa, hold on. Let me back up. Let me take another look at this. Okay, maybe that's just you guys starting something new creatively. So, I didn't want to talk about this, but they want me to talk about this. So, I write. Okay, like something I do is I write. And I've had like writer's block for a while, and that's not normal for me. But I did this same kind of energy, put myself into a box that could only be this one way. I have to make everything look like this. And so one day I got this inspiration to start painting, and I don't know how to paint, guys. Like, I'm not going to be like oh, I'm so good at everything I do. No, like, I can honestly say I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to painting. I don't. So I got some paints, and some brushes, and a little paint journal. And I started trying to follow those videos because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to do anything. And I was like, well, let me follow these videos of how to paint. And already off the bat, like, I started judging my work because it's like, it doesn't look like theirs. And I was like, Becky, you're in the beginning. And I was like, yeah, but it needs to look like that. Like, all this weird stuff. Okay. And I feel like this is kind of where you guys are at. It's like, I don't want to start something new because I don't want to feel like that. But at the end of the day, when I stopped and I was like, wait, why did I get paints? I got paints because Source wants me to look outside of the box that I was creating. And if I'm only going to videos to learn how to paint, doesn't that feel like I'm putting myself back into a box? And so I just decided to paint whatever it was that came to me. If it was nothing, it was nothing. If it was something, it was something. Who cared? And the first time I did that, guys, I fell in love with what came out. I was like, this feels like me. This feels like free. Okay, and so Source wants you to find something like that. It could be music. It could be painting. It could be drawing. It could be writing. It could be skipping rope. It could be anything. But something that makes you free and takes you away from this, because you guys have... everything in your life has come back to revolving around this. That's a lot for your mental body. We've only gone the first leg here, guys, but really, that's a lot for your mental body. Okay? And it's not a good energy to be in. And there's some healing that needs to be done, and I feel like you guys definitely have this energy of addiction to... it's not necessarily people-pleasing. This is like an old pattern. And it's that emotional ego is addicted to an old pattern, okay? And when I say that emotional ego, it's just something that came up for protection for you guys. And it's no longer protecting you. It's more or less harming you. And it's facing that. And so you guys will find a way to face it. These are the energies that are coming through. So for your body... so there's something karmic that's happening to your body right off the bat. You guys, so for part of my pile ones, you guys work out, and you work out a lot, and I feel like you guys put in a lot of energy into working out, and it's like there's this sense of controlling it. And for some of you guys, it's the way you eat. You're like really trying to control how you eat. And it feels like things aren't working for you. Even though you feel better. Right? You feel better, but it still feels like things aren't going the way that you want them to. And so they're saying for your body, it's okay to be passionate. So like if you guys go to the gym every day, if you guys, you know, eat vegetarian and you know, like, or you're vegan or whatever, but you never deviate from your meal plan. Or if you guys don't work out and eat healthy, because there's going to be some of you guys on here that are like that, and that's okay. That's okay. Nobody's mad, but it's like you guys, when you decide to get up and do something, it's like, I'm getting this image in my mind of being on the treadmill, and that's the first time you've been on the treadmill in years, and you put it on high speed and you run as fast as you can for a minute and you wear yourself out and you get off and then you don't go back, but you expected results from that one time. Alright? And so whatever it is, we're being aware. They want you to know being aware of your body is what brings you happiness. Okay? That's listening to your body. And they're saying if you work out every day, even if you've done that for years and years and years, if you guys are hitting some sense of stagnation, what is your body trying to tell you? You know, if you guys are eating a certain way, what is your body trying to tell you? Do you need more protein? How can you bring more protein into your diet? You know, how can you take a day off? It maybe just instead of going and lifting weights today, can you go and take a jog? Can you run? Can you Can you walk? Can you just go hike? You know, doing something that's not the same as what you've been doing, but that's less, right? Because less is more sometimes when it comes to your body. And I get this too, you know, it's like sometimes you push so hard and you guys would be like, but Becky, I know, guys, I'm a fluffy kid. I get it. I've come a long way on this journey. Okay, like if you guys only understood and knew. But I think, well, what I should say is you guys do understand. What I'm saying is if you knew, because I don't talk about it, but if you guys knew, you would know that it's been a long journey. And there's ups and downs. And I wanted it to be so cut and dry, again, that black and white. But I feel like that's the energy that's coming through here, is that you guys want it to be so cut and dry. Like, I work out for 30 minutes, 7 days a week, and I eat right all week long, and I don't deviate, and I, you know, don't eat any sugars, and I don't eat any sweets, and I don't enjoy anything for my body has to be a certain way. But you're not losing weight. Or you've come into some sense of like maybe that depression is coming from the fact that you're not actually enjoying life, right? When you get so mechanical when it comes to your body, you don't enjoy life. You know, I saw this calendar that they're putting in my mind. I saw it. It's saying like what we think productivity is and what productivity really is. And on the first side, it's like a little calendar, and every day is checked. What we think productivity is, every day is check marked. But then what productivity really is, and you look at the calendar and it's like 1 or 2 days off every week where you're not on. And that's really good for you because it allows your body to break, and it allows your body to come into a place of restoration. You know, rest and restoration are so important, and I think people forget that. Yeah, there's this energy of being like really restrictive. And maybe it's because there's somebody in your life that's holding your weight or holding your image over your head, and that's not fair. Or this could be somebody from the past, like a parent or somebody in authority that maybe, you know, said, if you just lose 50 pounds or if you just look this way, or maybe you guys got turned down in a job because of your weight. You know, there's a lot of things that are coming through right now. And they're saying that it's like you're trying to control what the outside world sees, and that's keeping you disconnected from your body. And part of this journey, the life journey, okay, whether you're a spiritualist or whatever have you, okay, part of being alive is being able to listen to what our body is asking us. You don't have to be spiritual to know that today I need to sleep in. You don't have to be spiritual to know that today I have so much energy, I'm going to work hard at working out. You know, like that is just being physically aware, and that's a good thing to have. But right now, it's like your mind is so cluttered that that's pouring over into your body image. And they're saying to stop trying to control it, because you'll find more balance and actually being physically able to understand what your body needs and is asking of you will actually bring you happiness. It's going to be like when you start listening, say today your body's asking to lift weights, and then tomorrow your body asks you to go jog, and then the next day your body asks you to rest, and then the next day your body asks you to go on a serious hike. Like you have a lot of energy, but it doesn't want to lift weights. It just wants to be out in nature, working hard out in nature. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's that energy right there that's going to bring you happiness, because your body's going to start responding to that. And on top of that, it's going to make you feel more grounded and emotionally free in your body. And I feel like that's going to help you guys loosen up some of this mental anguish that you're going through right now. Oh, yeah, somebody you love deeply. It was somebody you loved. They made you feel. So they're telling me this could be, for some of you guys, this could be family. Or you guys have family who's really backing you, okay? So for some of you guys, you have a family member or family that's really backing you, cheering you on, because maybe like an ex or somebody you love, they just made you feel stuck and yucky and gross. And this is actually a cycle for you where you'll get involved with people, or you'll have people around you who make you feel a certain way, And I feel like you guys may be binge eaters, or on the other extreme, I am seeing somebody who like has a pea on their plate, one little pea, and that's all you eat. So it's like the extreme is being like mukbangers, binge eaters, and on the other, it's I'm not going to eat anything. Like you literally put one little teaspoon of food on your plate and thinking that that's going to help you. And guys, eating disorders are very real. Understanding that our eating disorders come from our mindsets, right? Like how we see ourselves and how we feel about ourselves. And everybody goes through it. I think that what happens is that we feel so alone when these situations happen, and it's like we can't talk to anybody. But Source is showing me here that there's somebody in your life that you can absolutely talk to about this, and you can share with them how your heart was broken, like why you feel like you need to do this, whether that's to get the guy or to get the girl or whatever it is. You can share this with them, and they're going to help you guys overcome this. They're going to be a rock for you. Okay, and this could be a friend too, but there's somebody in your life that's going to help you get over this hurdle that you have. And, you know, with this energy, somebody from your past that's trying to control the way that you... this could be this manipulative person that we were talking about, yeah. Okay. This could have been a father figure, grandfather, an uncle. This is somebody from your past, and this is keeping you in this mindset here, you know? Guys, and everybody, shoot. One time, my mom, she told me, I went out on a date with this guy, and my mom told me, okay guys, I cannot make this stuff up. I love my mom, she's passed on, and my mom was a big woman too, like she was fluffy too. And so this is like what they're trying to point out. It's like she told me he's okay with dating a fat girl. My mom's a big woman. When she said this to me, she was a big woman too, and I was like, whoa. And so I didn't know what to say because I was just so shocked. It's like, you know, your mom is supposed to love you and care for you and take care of you, and I was just like, whoa. And I was like, what are you talking about? And so I texted him, and he goes, you're not fat, you're big boned, is what he said. And so, and then what was the other thing he said? And I like them luscious, that's what he said. And so I told my mom that, and she was so floored that anybody would want to date me at being a big girl. And you know, it messed with my body image. Like, that's something that really messed with my body image. And you know, I forgave her for that and everything. Like, it's something I had to deal with. But I feel like that's the thing. It's like you guys might be in that energy of just like, I can't believe that they said that. Well, I'm gonna prove them wrong. But it's you guys trying to control how you make them feel that's putting you guys in this weird energy. That is so crazy. Yeah, and you have a choice to free yourself. You know what? If somebody's gonna judge you for the way that you look, that's on them. Right? That is totally on them. That has nothing to do with you guys. Even if it feels personal, or it feels like a personal attack, just remember that if they're projecting onto you your body image, right? That's on them. And that could be, maybe you're trying to gain weight, right? Like, that's why I feel like I was seeing some mukbangers. For so long, had been so heavy that I never understood it went the other way. But for some of you guys, it could be the other way. Like, you're so skinny and you're trying to get weight. And it's like, the best way to deal with this is Source is saying how you bring luck into your body situation is being honest and honorable with yourself and adoring yourself the way that you want someone else to love you. Can you stand in front of the mirror naked and every day say your name, I love you? You know, like for me and Becky, I love you. And this has been a really long journey. It's not something that'll happen overnight, but you will begin to see yourself with eyes of love and stop looking at the flaws. If you see a flaw, take a few minutes and really focus in on that flaw and say, I love you. I love you for being this way. I love you for making me unique, because nobody is perfect. Yeah. Ooh, okay. So for some of you guys, yeah, For some of you guys, this was definitely a parent who did this, or parents. Okay, like I'm getting parents here. The King and Queen of Coins coming out, they're both in the reverse. Right? They're both in the reverse. This could have been parents, okay? This could have been grandparents. This was people who were supposed to be loving towards you and they just weren't. And it's frustrating, but like I said up here, it's like if you're mad or if you're upset, if you're sad or just frustrated about it, can you write it down? Can you get it out? Because there's healing in that. And right now there's just a want to not heal. Like there's an imbalance within your life right now when it comes to this energy, and it's are you willing to work on it, I think, is the main thing here. Because once you work on it, you guys will overcome this, and you're gonna end this cycle. And not only are you gonna end this cycle, but you guys are going to be able to see yourselves in a new light, okay? Because we have to balance our mind, body, and soul. If we don't balance our mind, body, and soul, then we put ourselves at risk for, you know, spiritual disease, bodily disease, you know, our soul in distress, okay? So let's talk about your soul. So you guys are definitely dealing with some type of mother wound here. But there's something that's secret. Okay, so there's something that your soul is keeping secret from you right now. So I feel like this is a gift that you guys have that you can pass on to the world. But the problem is that every time something negative happens, you guys kind of take 20 steps back, and you're like, nope, I can't do that. It's like, if you guys feel like you failed at something, you just step back and you're like, nope, I can't. So it's like the fear of what might happen is keeping you from doing anything, right? And it's interesting because, again, I have this energy coming through that this is this is something that has weighed on you since a childhood. You grew up in a really rough home. You guys, I'm getting that some of you guys were in foster care. That came through really strongly right now. This could be some of you guys grew up in foster care. For those of you that didn't, there's a wish that you could have grown up in foster care because it would have been better than the situation that you were in. Some of you guys dealt with drug parents, like parents who were into drugs, and they, you know, that addiction that they had, they really put that on your shoulders. They really put that on that it was your fault that they couldn't do what they needed to do. A lot of struggling, and I feel like that's why you guys have this issue with yourself as a whole being. And this is coming through to show you that you're already a whole being and that you don't need to keep trying to fulfill their idea of who you should be. You need to focus instead on yourself. Yeah. And your well-being and your emotional well-being is so important here. I think that you guys focus a lot more on the material manifestations in the world. And what Source is pointing out to me here is that there's power in you guys focusing on your emotional body, because you grew up in a home with both the father wound and the mother wound. This is like, so your mom and dad were hurt. Your mom and dad dealt with a lot of ancestral wounding. Your mom and dad dealt with a lot of upset when they were growing up, and in turn they poured that in onto you, not realizing, okay? And I think that that's hard because we want to believe that they know that they're at fault. And at the end of the day, just like the story I told you about my mom, I don't think she even realized what she was putting onto me, okay? Growing up in an era where if you were overweight, you were made fun of. Growing up in an era where if you weren't basically 10 pounds underweight, people thought that you were overweight, you know? And that comes from the 50s and 60s when my grandparents were growing up. And so there's this energy that we're dealing with here. It's like you guys are dealing with the trauma from your mom and dad. And there's actually a huge, powerful step for you in learning how to deal with your internal emotions and not let the outside world get the best of you. That's when you guys step up and you really shine out into the world. What's that? You gotta shine so bright they can't deny you, right? I heard that just now. So you guys need to start shining. And how do you shine? By loving yourselves and not being so frustrated. Like there's this energy of feeling like this is the way I am, I can't change who I am. And you're also dealing with a lot of your personal relationships are suffering because of this. It's like, I don't really have real friends. I don't really have real people who care about me. There is somebody in your life that does care about you. Again, I feel like this is a family member. So I heard a grandparent or somebody along those lines. It wasn't like your immediate family. And it could be, maybe it's a sibling. But I did hear grandparent for some of you guys. So maybe your grandma or your grandpa was always just trying to help you out in life. And you know, they just weren't close enough to do anything about the situation. And they didn't have enough to give to you in the situation. But there's somebody much, much older here that's made an impact on you in a loving way. And that's what's going to help you get through this situation. That's what's going to help you get to the next level. Yeah, okay. So I said that you guys were more focused on the material world, right? Like manifesting money. It's like, maybe if I had money, they would appreciate who I am. We had the Ace of Coins come out in the reverse, right? And that's the thing. It's like, that's not where your manifestations come from. Your manifestations come from how you feel, and your soul has been trying to tell you this. And once you find that balance with your emotional body and being able to listen to your physical body, it will help you clear your mental body. And so your soul is trying to tell you some very important message here, that when you guys come into focus with how you felt about the past and how you feel about the present moment, and even what you feel about the future. I know everybody says, well, the future hasn't happened, there's no reason to focus on it. No, but if we have a fear of the future, that can affect our present, right? So dealing with those fears and those little annoyances in life that you have that, you know, just make you feel a certain way, you're actually going to step up into a very powerful place and rebalance all this energy out. Yeah, you guys have an opportunity to come into some financial freedom for some of you guys, but not for everybody, okay? It's not going to be for everybody. For others of you, it's going to be a place of true independence. And I think that might mean more to some of you guys than financial freedom, but feeling like it is connected to financial freedom. And it's not necessarily, right? For some of you guys, it's just the freedom to be who you are. But it's overcoming those repressed emotions that you have of the people who failed you in your life, the people who did the dirty to you. I love you, Source. I love you. So I feel like this message that Source wanted to bring out is the fact that you guys have this energy surrounding you right now of superficiality. And I said that earlier. It's like somebody in your life is being very superficial with you. They're not wanting to offer you real love. It's like they're trying to keep you in the dark about who they are. And your soul knows this, okay? Your soul is aware of this, but your emotional ego, the one that's been trying to protect your heart from getting broken, doesn't want to acknowledge this. And when you acknowledge this, you guys are going to come up into a space of understanding your own inner intuition. Yeah, look at that. The King of Cups came out with the King of Cups right here. So yeah, there's something about balancing out yourself with your emotional home, where you grew up at. Okay, like where you grew up at, what you went through as a child. And so Source is saying it's not going to be easy. The steps to get there are simple, but it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to promise you an easy journey. However, if you take the motion to do it, you guys will balance that energy, and then you'll actually know what it is that you want for a happy home. Ooh, one more card, Source. One more card. Let me get some... Oh, okay, well, they're giving me 2 cards. Yeah, we have the Hermit coming out on the bottom. I said that you guys need to go into that Hermit mode. We did not get the Hermit in your reading. I don't have it out, but we did get the Hermit with this deck here. And the 9 of Coins again. And we have the 9 of Coins over here. Okay? Or the 9 of Diamonds, however you want to look at it. But let's see. So, yeah, there's this energy. We have the 2 of Cups with Temperance energy. We have the King of Wands with the Magician energy. You guys are getting all these... all of the mystery cards here. We have the 2 of Wands. So And we have the Six of Wands with the Tower. Okay. Here's the deal. When you guys heal yourself, you guys are going to bring yourself into a state of power. Like true power. You're going to see that you guys are co-creators. And I feel like since this is messages that Source wants you to know, some of you guys are very much on that. It's like being on the precipice. You guys are on the edge of falling into this healing. It's like you guys are doing the work, but there are some others that just need a push. Like, go ahead and do that. Like, it sounds bad, it sounds harsh, it sounds difficult, but it's not. It's not. It's very simple. It's not easy, right? Nobody said it was going to be easy, but it is simple, okay? And those are two different things. So once you separate that and you take the steps and deal with those internal emotions, you guys are going to bring a deep, deep healing. And transformation is going to come. And I feel like you guys could actually draw in more people who are willing to speak to you on your level. Like they're going to be in this energy of connecting with you. And they're going to help you find success. But the success comes once you bring down this illusion that's been surrounding you with these people, this person, this place, this thing. Okay, and you guys know what it is. That's the thing. Some of you guys might be, I don't know what it is. This might not be the pile for you. And if you don't know what it is, then it's like you're going to find out very soon what it is, okay? But you guys know what it is, and your soul knows what it is, and you know what you dealt with as a child, and that's coming out very, very strongly here. Yeah, you guys got to rebalance your energy. We have Green Man Synergy coming out. Let's get your Oracle out. What's the advice for pile number 1? Thank you. Fruit Bat, Flying Fox, kindness. You guys have to be kind to yourself. Like there's this energy of taking care of yourself truly. So I keep getting Leo energy here. You guys could be dealing with Leos. You could be a Leo. Or the person who hurt you is a Leo. That's too many. Source. Oh no. I guess it's not. Okay, they want Source 2. Earth energy on the bottom here. Taking it slow. So the whole moral of this story is take it slow. Take care of yourselves. Thank you. And you guys are going to see some beautiful changes in your life. This is a very heavy reading. I guess I should be glad that it's pile number 1. And I love that we have 2 and 2 coming out together here in your advice. 22, and that was your number, 22. So, let's see what else happens. Let's get some channel messages for pile number 1. How many is this? 2 more? 2 more, they said. And 4 came out. Okay. Divine timing. Yeah, so you guys have been trying to control this again. And they're saying that it's all about divine timing here with you guys. Don't try to overdo it. Be patient. Look, guys, you cannot control the outcome of what's meant for you. That's just, you guys can do what you're being asked to do, and then the rest of it is literally just waiting patiently as it comes to be. If you guys are on the manifestation journey, the same thing. You can ask for it to manifest it, but you still have to just wait and let it be. It's like, set it and forget it. Like that is how manifestation works. You set it out as an intention into the universe, and then you gotta forget it. And that's the waiting period, but you're not sitting there like, when's it gonna come? When's it gonna come? When's it gonna come? You just set it out there knowing that it's going to come, and then you go about doing whatever else is good for you. Yeah, you've done the work, keep it up. So for some of you guys, you just needed that extra reminder that you're doing what's right for you guys. And I feel like that's for all of you guys. You'll always do what's right for you when you've had enough of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, okay? When was the last time you laughed? Yeah, so with that creativity that I was talking about, like Source wants you guys to bring in something that's fun and do something that's fun. You know, when I stopped watching those videos and I just painted, it was like, not only did I like it, but time went by. Like I spent an hour and a half painting and I didn't realize it, but I was laughing and giggling because I was having such a good time. Shedding old beliefs, yeah. And that's what we've been talking about this whole time. You guys have been shedding old beliefs here. This is old news. Spring, a rebirth. You guys are going through a rebirth. So not only are you shedding this old belief, you guys are going to be reborn from it. So you guys had a yes or no question. The answer is yes, and I feel like that could be in regards to the person that you're asking about, because that's what came through. They tickled my ear. They're saying yes, that's the person that you're thinking of. That's who it is. Really think about the memories that you have with this person and begin to heal those. You're paddling upstream. Resistance, yeah. The control. Okay, that's the control coming through here. You guys are paddling upstream, and that's creating a lot of resistance. Now, you guys, I kept saying the Hermit energy, so some of you guys could very well be Virgo or dealing with a Virgo. We had Virgo energy come out here. The Hermit is connected to Virgo energy, talking about integrity, reverence, and service. So you guys need to come into this place of having true integrity for yourselves and knowing that your job is to pay attention to what brings service to those around you and really lean into that giving and really lean into being that humanitarian, right? And being patient. With the earth energy, we have persistence, patience, and practicality. Like really being patient. You know, Virgos are, when they're in their good energy, they're very patient and they're willing to wait for the outcome. Then we have mutable energy, which is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So Virgo coming out again. We have surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Yeah, so something is definitely changing for you guys. Allow things to flow here for you. Dream time creation. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I can't. This came out. It's talking about you guys needing to create something new, doing something that's fun for you. Maybe just getting away from everything that you've put the label work on, you know, and that's why it had to do with writing. I'd put this label of work on it, and getting away from it freshened my mind. So 25, which is 7, we have observation with Peregrine Falcon. Yeah, you guys, this is all about you connecting with your third eye energy. Okay, this is the eye of Horus, listening to your intuition and really leaning into that. There's this energy of being able to create your life by listening to your intuition, which is your heart. And first and foremost, that means that you have to open yourself up to the truth of the people that are around you, whoever they may be. Yeah, and then we have number 5 coming out. Follow your own rhythm. And she's dancing in this card. It's like, I heard dancing to the beat of your own drum, or dancing to the beat of a different drum. Like, you guys don't move the same way that the world around you moves. You guys move in a way that's unique, and that often attracts people from all different walks of life, including people who do not have your best interest in mind. So it's very important that you guys find a place to follow your own rhythm. Okay? It says, deep within you are moved by an ancient, powerful force that cannot be tamed. It is the rising pulse of your connection to the life force. You feel it in your bones, in your blood, in your heart, and in your belly. When there is something dying within, you sense it falling away, no longer needed. You sense when it is time to rest and be patiently in transition. Again, that patience is coming up. Guys, just be patient with the journey. You feel the stirring of agitation and restlessness when new life calls you to create, to act, to step forward, and to take a risk. You know that you march to your own beat, that no one else can tell you what your inner rhythms are, and that you must trust in your own timing. You cannot be rushed or forced, nor can you be held back when it is time to burst forth. Life celebrates and supports the natural rise and fall of our own inner rhythms. Oracle brings you the special message that you cannot miss what you are destined for, nor will you gain anything by trying to push yourself. Isn't that everything I just said, guys? Trust in the life cycles within, and you will feel the perfect balance between effort and surrender, discipline and letting go. So you guys are coming into this place of being able to feel yourselves and feel the journey that you're on and understand what is going to work for you and what isn't. So ultimately, this is just how you connect your mind to your body, to your heart and your soul, right? It's like we got to connect our mind to our heart so that our body may follow. Okay, this is something that I've always talked about. It's something that I believe in. We have the King of Cups coming out again on the bottom underneath this Hermit card. So for you guys, it is very important for you to connect with your heart energy right now. You're being in a space and you're being held in a space where maybe things are slowing down and you're trying to control the outcome of your body. You're trying to control the outcome of the people that are around you. But there's this energy of just coming and drawing within so that you can really balance out yourself, okay? Overall, a beautiful reading. You guys are going to find a beautiful change in your life soon, and I really hope that this helps. I'm so thankful that you guys are here. May you find the strength to do what is always best for yourself. May you always find the energy that you need to pursue your dreams. And may you be blessed in every waking moment of your life. I'm going to leave it here. So until we see each other again, I love you guys. And I'm going to get on out of here. Bye. Welcome, pile number 2. So this is for those of you that chose the number 33. This is your reading. Yeah, so just real quick before I get into this is that it's going to be about your mind, your body, and your soul. These are messages from Source. This is about how you can connect your being as a whole so that you guys can move into the next phase of your journey. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it real quick. I do have the oracle cards laid out and I've got everything set up for you guys. So give me just a second here, guys. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I was getting a channeled message for you guys, so I had to go and listen to that and sit with it for a minute, but so I don't know what this means, but this is what came through. Gemini, Sagittarius. So for me, this is balance, and this is all talking about opposites attract. So I feel like you guys are in a position where you're attracted to somebody that's very opposite to you, or somebody that's very opposite of what you would normally go after. And they're just saying it could be a Gemini, it could be a Sagittarius, you could be Gemini, or they could be Sagittarius. It could be that you guys have that highly aspect in one of your charts, but they're very adamant about this, and I kept asking more about it, and they didn't really give me anything other than for you to listen to your intuition, but that's why I had to go for just a second, because I was like, whoa, something's coming in really strong, and I wanted to make sure that it was for you guys, because sometimes I get channeled messages for myself, and this was not for me. This was for you guys. Pile number 2, 33. They want you guys to just know that there's something about Gemini, Sagittarius, so it could be Sagittarian season is going to be very important for you, and it could also mean that maybe Gemini season is going to be very important to you, or when the moon goes into Sagittarius or Gemini, which I believe is going to happen around Sagittarian season. So I'm not 100% sure on that right now, but that could mean that too. So yeah, it was just a very strong message, and I asked for more, but that was all they wanted you guys to know. I got your cards all lined out here for you guys. I want to talk about 33. It is a master number. So I suggest for you guys to Google it. Yes, I know I could tell you. It would be very easy for me to tell you. For me, it is a balanced number. It is about harmony and inner peace and seeing yourself with eyes of love. It is also about true creation and really deep kind of creation. So that's my take on it. However, the reason I ask you guys to Google it is because there might be something other that resonates with you guys that will help you along your journey, right? We as tarot readers can give you so much. We can give you the messages that Source brings. However, there is some modicum of you guys needing to find out answers on your own. Okay, so that is what's coming out. You can go ahead and get your cards set up here the way that they want them. Okay. Yeah, I love that that came through in your mind, body. Okay. 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 Interesting. Okay. So first and foremost, you guys are in a position where Source is giving you guys guidance. And I love this because we had 3 come out twice, and we also had 6 come out together twice right here. So I have 6 and 6 and 3 and 3. So you guys might see 666 a lot. You guys chose 33, so I assume that you guys see 33 a lot. It did come out in the reading with the cards not together, but it did come out, which is always fun. Always fun. So Source is sending you guys some correspondence. There's something that's going to come through. It could be this reading. I'm not going to be so, conceited to say that it is the reading, because there could be something that comes through in this that send you guys to another place that's like, gives you that information, or there's something that intuitively is going to come through as a download for you guys that is going to get you where you need to go. And I feel like it is in regards to your money and the work that you're putting forth. So for some of my pile twos, you guys are very, 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 very hard workers. It's not to say that those of you that don't fit into that aren't hard workers, but some people do just do what they need to do so that they can go enjoy life, and not everybody does that. And so I definitely feel like you guys are extremely hard workers, and you guys do a lot for whatever it is that you're putting an effort into. And it could be very much your spiritual endeavors. And this is in your mind. You guys focus a lot on your money, but you also listen to your intuition. You guys are very strong individuals who listen to their intuition. And so Source is very proud of you. And it's not to say that they're not proud of everybody, because they are, but there's this energy coming through here of where Source is like, you've done so much that we're going to give you clarity on something that has to do with what it is that you're bringing money in for. So whether that's you guys are going to just know that you need to apply for another job, or you're going to know that you need to apply for a different department in your company, or you guys just know that there's going to be a promotion that comes up and you guys are going to get it, right? Or this could be in regards to you guys that are entrepreneurs, like you guys are going to get a knowing that you need to take your business in this direction, or you need to talk to this person, or you need to go do this. Like there's going to be something that intuitively comes in, and to you it's just going to feel like a higher soul calling, but this is going to be inspiration from Source. This isn't even from your guides. This is direct from the Creator that's coming in, okay? Like they're very adamant about that. Like this is an energy that's saying this is direct from Source, giving you clarity on a new sense of passion in the direction that you're taking your life. Can you please get a clarifying card for this? So I didn't want to say it, but yeah, so they're going to make me say this. So I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not laughing because of the situation. I'm laughing because, like, they just sometimes won't let me just be, and I have to do what they ask me to do. But there is a third-party situation here. So I'm getting a couple of stories here, but the first thing that came to mind is that there's somebody in your energy that's putting you in a third-party situation. Basically, they're either using you for, I heard for the goods. So this could be like a chess playing type game where this person's using you as a pawn in their game to get what they want. For others of you, this is somebody that you're with emotionally, whether that's in business with, or a teammate, or somebody that is on the business plane with you, and they are very toxic to you guys. And what's going on here is that Source is going to show you, I mean, you may know this already, but you're like, this is a download of exactly what's going on. Right? Like, you guys could be like, am I psychic? Well, everybody is psychic. Okay, like, I don't... Everybody is psychic. But this is going to be something that is deeper than that. Like, you guys are going to either get a vision or a dream or an insight where you see this person for the truth of who they are. And it's good that you're going to see this, because it's going to basically drive you beyond that feeling a certain way about them. That's why I'm laughing here, because it's like you guys are going to overcome like everything that you normally would have felt, like the anger, the resentment, the oh my gosh, how could you do this? Like, we've been through so much together. Like, you're just going to see this person as a raw individual, and you're going to be like, wow, I really hope they figure themselves out. Like, you see what I mean? It's a different energy than being like, you idiot, or you're stupid, or oh my gosh, like you're just going to totally surpass that stage, because this is about spiritual healing for you guys, and this is about ending karmic cycles. You guys are completely ending karmic cycles here. And it has to do with how you guys make money. Like, this could be a family member that has really pressed upon you. This could be, again, feeling like that business level. Like, maybe you guys have gone into business with somebody, or you've been on a team with somebody else, and they always took your ideas and made it their own. Like you're actually going to see why this person did that. And the other thing that you're going to notice is that if they do that again, like, they're going to fall flat on their face, and you're actually going to feel bad for them. It's not going to be like, aha, it serves you right. Like, no, this is an energy of true compassion. that's coming through here with this. Like, you guys are going to be compassionate about the situation. It's not going to be like, well, you shouldn't have done that. You're going to be like, wow, like you can really see how sometimes people are just so messed up that they don't realize how much they're hurting themselves. And that's it's just going to really impact you in an entirely different way than what maybe you're used to. And the reason I think that this is coming through is because this person is trying to take care of a lot of responsibilities, and they don't want to heal themselves. It's like, I'd rather take somebody's idea or do what somebody else is doing, because they feel responsible for a whole lot of things, and they see you as somebody who is super successful. And I feel like your mind body right now, like, you're in a really good space for your mental body. Like, it's like in your mind, you're in this very strong position. You're in a very powerful position spiritually. And even if you're not on the spiritual journey, like, you listen to your gut, right? And that means that you just instinctively follow your intuition. And because of that, you're in a very good mind space. You just have worked on positivity. You've worked on self-empowerment. You've worked on self-awareness. You do personal development. Like this, my pile twos, excuse me, you guys are constantly trying to better yourself, whether that's reading self-help books or watching motivational videos, or it's like you guys have just gotten so tired of trying to deal with the outside world that it's like, let me deal with myself and get myself on a good page. And you are. And that means that because you guys are coming into this power position, you're actually going to see people for who they are. And you may already have discernment. You guys may already have physical discernment of those around you. But this is going to be somebody that maybe you didn't know was doing what they were doing because it was hidden from you for a while. But you know that they've always had a lot of responsibilities, and you've always wondered kind of like why sometimes things would fall apart for you. And this is why. It's because this person was actually doing this to... So it's kind of weird, but it's kind of flattering at the same time. They want to be like you. Like, they want to be like you. It's because they see where you're at in life, and they expect that if they do the same thing that they'll get there too. And they're not focusing on their own selves, their own journey. They just assume that you've kind of been lucky, and they feel like it's because of your ideas that you've been lucky. They don't realize that when you're at home, you're watching like motivational videos like Jim Rohn, you're watching JD Jakes, TD Jakes, you're watching, I don't know, like, who is it, Billy Albrook, you're watching, they always have them all mushed together, you know, like when you watch those motivational videos and it's always like so many speakers and they're all talking on the same subject, and it just like somehow meshes together and works. That's the energy that I'm getting here. Like, you guys just watch so many, there's too many to name. And it's like you guys just really work on that, or you guys read a lot of self-help books about your mood, your psychology, like self-psychology. It's like diagnosing yourself, but not being in a space of feeling like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I've been depressed, but I'm not depressed. You know what I mean? Like, I've been depressed, but I'm not depressed now because I have control over that. That's the energy that I'm getting from you guys. And this person doesn't understand that. They really just believe that you've just somehow been born lucky with a plate in a silver spoon in your mouth. That's what it was, a silver spoon in your mouth. This could be family. Yeah, this could be family that's doing this. Again, karmic, whatever it is, it's karmic. This is something that has to be healed within you. And it is so interesting. It is a mirror back to you of something that you've dealt with in the past, but what I'm getting is this energy that you've healed it, and now it's just opening your eyes to it. Do you see? It's like that discernment is now coming through loud and clear. Like, this is something that Source is showing you. It's like, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to show you this about somebody that you love in your life, or somebody you care about in your life. A friend, family member, it could be a coworker that you care about. You know, sometimes our coworkers become like our family because we spend more time at work than we do at home. But this is somebody that is just unemotionally, they're unavailable emotionally, and they like to interfere in your life because it's like, if you're doing bad, then I don't feel so bad, right? Other than that, it's like they get mad and they they try to steal your ideas, or they try to make you seem a certain way, or they try to talk bad about you to other people. But at the end of the day, it's like Source is going to open your eyes, and like I said, you're just going to kind of skip over all that internal stuff that you usually go through and come into a space of like, wow, like it hurts that you would do that to me, sure, but I just feel bad. Like, I feel bad that that's what you're doing because you really refuse to face yourself. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And because of this, oh, look, guys, this is great. Because of this, you guys are coming up into boss energy. Once this happens, it's like almost like this is the switch that flips this, the flipping of the switch. I can talk, guys. That was a lot to put together. I keep seeing a light switch going up. So it's like you guys are flipping the switch on. But it's like you guys are illuminating yourselves. And it's actually Source is illuminating you. This is like a timed situation. It's like you had to go through all this self-healing and this self-development. And then now what's happening is you're stepping into boss energy. You guys are going to be super strong. Like you guys are going to be flowing in some masculine energy. But it's like give and take. This is good energy. And I feel like you guys have come into a power position of learning to love yourselves to a place of where you didn't know how to love yourselves before. It was like, this was the camel, this was the camel. Sometimes I feel like you guys get discombobulated with your words, and that's why I'm getting discombobulated with my words. Or like this person puzzles you that way. This was a straw that broke the camel's back, but in a positive way. It was like that last thing that just needed to go for you guys to understand that you are passionate about something that you're pursuing and that it's okay for that. Like I said, this could be a promotion that's coming through. Whatever's coming through for you, regardless of what has happened on the outside, it's like this is something that is going to take you to the next level where you're just going to understand like, oh, like, wow, I really was built for this. I really was meant for this. And it, you know, as much as I was mad at this other person in my life for whatever they did in the past, like, I just wish that they'd find, you know, peace. And the reason that they're attacking you is because they themselves have dealt with so many raw relationships in their lives, like broken relationships. And I think that they believe that you're just going to break their heart too. And the saddest thing about it is because they believe that so much, eventually you are going to leave this toxic situation. And that is going to break their heart. And that's what they don't realize. They think that you're doing it in spite of them. And you're doing it because of yourself. You see what? And that's the thing. And they're going to watch you guys glow up into this beautiful being. And have this position. And have this, you know, all the money coming in. And be able to take care of yourself. And you guys are just going to exude confidence. And it's all because Source... This is a leg up from Source. Like, you did the work. Now you're getting rewarded. So let's talk about your body. You guys are dealing with a broken heart still. I don't think it's from this person. It could be because of this person, or it could be because of family matters. But I think you guys went through it. Like, this is something that you guys went through. And it was really hard for you. And you've spent a lot of time trying to balance this energy of brokenheartedness. And finding peace and harmony with the fact that, you know, sometimes people just aren't who they say they are. And, you know, having to learn that no matter what you think you want, it might not be what's right for you guys. And I feel like maybe you have closed yourself off to being out with people or to going out with people. Or maybe you're trying again and it's just, you're finding it really hard to get yourself out there. Like, sometimes it's one of those things, if it's super difficult, it's okay to put it off for a while. You know, it is good to force yourself to do things that you're scared of, but I feel like right now they're saying, like, if it's feeling really difficult for you to get out there and to, you know, mingle with people, like, it's okay to keep healing from this broken heart and focusing on your career right now, because there's going to be some sense of peace that comes to you when you're able to stand in this independent, strong, boss-like energy. Like, you're gonna understand who you are and what it is that you want. This is like something that's been happening to your whole life. Like, it's a fixed type energy. Like, it's like almost like like the same way that this person is, like why they're mean to you or why they do what they do to you is because they've always had their heart broken. Like you have that same thing, and I think that's being shown to you, that this was a mirror back to you, and that it's like almost like because of this compassion that you show for this person, like you're going to understand what it means to be compassionate to yourself, which is why I feel them saying like it's okay to still not necessarily be in hermit energy, but maybe not put so much energy and effort on the dating part of it, because it's this physical body, right? Like it's like I think you're just trying to work on yourself, and you're trying to work on what you want and who you want to be and maybe how you want to appear in the world, right? Like that has to do with our appearance, and you know, whether we get our nails done and our hair done up and the clothes that we wear. It's like you're more focused on this energy of trying to figure out what you really want and not what everybody else said that you should be. And I think that that's a good place for you to be in. There's like this perspective that's coming where, as weird as it sounds, it's like a balanced perspective where sometimes you see the world through slanted differences, but then other times it's like you're in this position of knowing that this is exactly how it's supposed to be. And it's through that balancing that you're going to come into an understanding that it doesn't matter what's going on outside of you. And you're going to really understand this from what happens with your mental body here, what's being shown to you. This is very intuitive, right? And your mind is connected to your heart. Your intuition is connected to your heart space, right? And this is something that's going to clear up your mind. And in clearing up your mind, it's going to bring you to the fact that, wow, like, I've dealt with a lot of broken hearts in my past, and I've dealt with a lot of broken relationships, i.e. this person being one of them. That's a broken relationship, right? Very one-sided. It's very much like you're showing up for them. They're not showing up for you. They go behind your back, and you're just kind of like trying to love. Like, I'm just trying to love you, man. I'm trying to be a hippie in your life. Come on, let's just love each other. The only thing there is love, right? All you need is love. Love. All you need is love. And I feel like that's like this is something for you where you're actually understanding that the reason you had such broken relationships is that you have had a very broken relationship with yourself. A very misshapen relationship with yourself. It's like you put other people first, and you know, maybe not intentionally, maybe you thought you were caring for yourself, and you said you guys have been in a very interesting journey. Like you guys have done a lot of inner work. I feel the inner work. Like I feel how connected you are. Maybe you guys aren't on a spiritual journey, but that doesn't mean that you're not becoming connected, right? Like there's just this connection that's coming through where you guys know exactly what you want, when you want to do it, and where you're headed with that. And I feel like in that understanding, it's like you guys are coming into a place of knowing that you have been kind of mean to yourself, like judgmental, or, you know, like you wanted to be loved, but you were finding it hard to love yourself. Yeah. I love that. So you guys went from needing to be approved by others, right? Needing to have that external approval, and you guys are coming into a space of just knowing that you approve of yourself. Like there is this energy again of just not closing yourself off to the world, but very much protecting your energy. Like it's okay for you guys to go out and mingle. It's okay for you guys to go out and meet people. It's okay for you guys to go out and, you know, party or go to social gatherings or whatever it is that you guys are trying to do. It's okay to do that. But knowing that you don't have to do what everybody's asking you to do. Like if you choose to go to one this week or two this week and not go to one next week, or you choose to do 2 times a month and that's it, like that's okay. You know, you're still getting out there, you're still talking to people, you're still building those bridges. And it's like if people don't understand that, then it brings you into this understanding that then maybe they're just not for me, and I'm not mad about that. Like I'm okay. Like you guys have such a serene energy about you guys. I'm loving your pile. Like I just love you guys' energy. It is so just chill, and like you guys are the hippies of the spiritual world. Like I don't mean that to sound like anything, but like it's like you guys have like peace, love, and hair grease. Like let's just chill and have sunflowers. We'll make braids in our hair. Like we'll just, you know, drink and we'll eat pie and we'll just be happy. Like, that's this energy that I have with you guys, and I'm loving it. Like, I have chills right now. It's so good. Like, I really love this. I almost wish you guys were pile 3, but at the same time, I understand because there's significance with the number 3. That's a very significant number to you guys. And so, and it's interesting because of this, because you're realizing this disconnected relationship with yourself, with your body, right? Like, this is body energy. This is with your body, okay? This is you having a disconnected energy with your body, not feeling in love with yourself. This is you not feeling care for yourself. This is you always being in your head like, oh, if I could only, if I could only, if I could only. And it's like you guys are learning how to ground this balance into a place of, it's like, let me focus on what I want to do. Let me focus on how I'm feeling. Let me focus on what is good for me. I'm done caring about what other people want for me, because that's not for me, right? And you guys are coming into this energy very, very much taking care of yourselves on a new level. And it's, I feel like this is a new game for you guys. Like, it's kind of like when you do what you want, and when you do what, it's not even like what you mentally want, what your body wants. When you do what your body wants, you begin to feel so much better. And you're like, wow, if only I had really listened to when they said listen to your body. Like, it's almost like you knew what it meant, but now you really understand it, you know? And so this is a beautiful place for you guys, truly. And you guys are transforming this energy. Yeah. I love this. I love this. I love this. You guys, for so long, did not want to work on this inner being. I feel like you guys were just, it was easier just to kind of go with the flow of everybody else, right? And I think when people say to go with the flow, like, you think as long as you're just kind of floating around and doing whatever, and you're trying to create, like, I'm going with the flow. But going with the flow is so much deeper than that. Like, going with the flow means that you feel good, you pay attention, you're not focused on everybody else, right? It's not about being rude to anybody. It's really just like, if somebody isn't for you, that's okay. They're not for you. It's like, if you're connecting with them, you connect with them. But then if you just tell them, you know what, I appreciate you, appreciate your viewpoint, I appreciate where you're coming from. It's just that I don't feel like this is going to work out for me. And it's you being the adult in mature in a world where there's no adults and no maturity, right? And you guys have learned what this meant. You learned what it meant for you guys not to work on yourself as a being. And it's like you took that to the next level, and you're like, okay, I'm going to work on myself now. I think it's like, you guys have always said it's all about self-love, it's all about work, it's all about caring about yourself, but this is something else. This is like actually living and being the embodiment of the things you tell or exude to other people. Okay, like, you're actually becoming the embodiment of, maybe you guys tell people about psychological problems, or maybe you tell people about learning about psychology. Hey, learn about psychology, it's really going to help you out in your life, right? Like, or maybe you guys have a certain routine that you do, and you're like, you know, maybe you should try this routine, or maybe you should follow this, or maybe you should do these motivational videos. And it's like, now you guys are coming into a space where it's like, look, they can take care of themselves. I'm going to let them take care of themselves. I'm going to let them do what they want to do for themselves, because it has nothing to do with me. I'm going to embody what it is that I believe. And that means that there are going to be some people who are upset, and there are going to be some people who are surprised at what I'm doing. Get another clarifying card here. Please have one more clarifying card. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because for so long, here's the thing. For so long, you guys did not want to deal with this. You did not want to face reality. You didn't want to. And I feel like maybe there was just a lot going on. You maybe had a lot of external, like, not people. This is like external things, like, you know, maybe your car broke down, or maybe like you lost your job, or maybe you got cut short on your salary, or maybe you had an emergency come up and you couldn't pay your rent, or maybe you got evicted, or maybe, you know, it's going to be different for everybody, but it's some kind of like life-altering change that involved paperwork that really kept you from focusing on yourself, kept you in this mind. And it was like, you learned about manifestation, or you learned about positive thinking, or you learned about this journey of just self-discovery, and you focused in on that, and it was like, okay, I don't want this to sound bad, because it's not. You guys focused in on the self-journey part of it, and you kept knowing that you had to focus on your body, but it was like, you first had to take this step in order for you to understand what your body meant to you. Okay? Not necessarily your health. This is the internal body speaking to you. Okay? This is like, today I need extra sleep, or I need more water, or I need more lemon, or I need more vegetables, or I need to work out harder, or I need to draw back from working out. Like, it's going to be different because we wake up a different human being every day, and that's what you're listening to, is that difference, those subtle differences that are coming through. Like, you're really paying attention to yourself. Like, I don't need to hang out with this person. I don't need to subject my energy to that. I don't need to argue with them anymore, because arguing with them doesn't get me anywhere. Okay, like, it's these things. Yeah, and you guys let go of control. You let go of control of your journey. It's like, I'm just gonna see what happens when I listen to me, my being, because my being is always telling you something. Like, it's telling you, my being is telling you something. No, like, your being is always telling you something. It's something important, and I feel like you guys maybe have tried it on and off, and you've noticed it, but there's something about this situation that you understand that actually brings you into a place of just being like, for so long, I've been worried about everybody else. I've been worried about the energy out there. I've been worried about the devils. I've been worried about the manipulators, the people who are duplicitous. I've been worried about the people who are just no good doers. And I can't change that, right? It's like people being mad about all the bad things in the world, but being mad doesn't change it. It's like, you realize that being mad doesn't change them. All I can do is take action for myself. Just like that, if you're mad that there's people starving in the world, the only thing that you can do is take action for yourself. Not throwing away food, right? Like, that's a place to start. And these are just example, guys. Like, maybe donating canned goods. Like, you have a pantry full of canned goods that you know you're never going to eat. Like, I don't ever eat those. Well, that doesn't mean that somebody else isn't going to eat those. That could mean the difference of a meal or not a meal for another person. So donating those cans of food, helping out at the food kitchen. This is just one example, but that's exactly what's going on here. It's like, realizing being mad about it isn't changing it. So what can I do to help? Like, this is very humanitarian energy, but this is like source energy coming through and shining through you on a whole nother level. And you're letting it. And you're not like, no, that's uncomfortable. You're like, if that's what you want me to do, or if that's how I feel, I'm just going to do that and see what happens, So let's see what's going on with your soul. So you're on the path to a positive outcome, first and foremost. Like, moth. You guys, moth might mean something to you guys. I don't know. That's a very transformative being. It also does mean death. It's like the dark night of the soul energy. So this is something you guys could be coming out of, and that's like finally a freeing feeling for you guys. And you've worked on your personal development during that. If you guys don't know what that is, it's fine. Depression, right? It's just upset, like not feeling like anything's working out for you. So there's like this energy of finally having a sense of passion for what you're creating, where you'd been fighting this energy of just not being clear. Like, is this what I'm meant to be doing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And you're getting this download from Source, so you're going to understand it. But there is this energy from your soul saying, like, you're so worried. So usually it's like, it's Ace of Swords in the reverse, okay? Which is like being misled, right? It's like your own energy is misleading you. However, what I'm getting energy-wise from this is not even being misled. It's like you were worried about the lack of clarity, and your soul is showing you that. Like, it's like from your soul saying, I see how you're worried about the lack of clarity. But you don't need to know every step of the journey to know that you're going somewhere good. Okay? And that's really the message here from your soul. It's like, we're not meant to know everything. Okay, there are some things that are just guiding us to wherever we're meant to be. That sense of control. Okay, so when it came to this, could be a father figure in your life too, and it's like being uncertain about whoever it was that was being this manipulative person in your life. Okay, being unclear about them. It's like not seeing the truth about them. What your soul is saying is there's a reason that you weren't able to see the truth. It's because you had to go through. There was no going around. There was no shortcut. There was no over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. No, it's like you had to go through the woods. Like you had to go through it, right? Like I don't know why that song came through. That might mean something to you guys, but it's like there was no going around it. Like there was no bridge over the river. Like you had to swim through the muck and the mud and step on rocks. It hurt your feet. There was no bridge over the river. You had to walk through it. And there was no carriage ride through the woods. Like you had to walk through the dark, damp woods and deal with the fears and deal with the monsters that you saw there and to deal with all that hurt and that pain. And your soul is saying like this is pivotal for your journey. This is something that is very important for your journey that put you on the path of your purpose. So whatever you guys are doing, and I think everybody thinks, oh, my path of purpose is to be a spiritual teacher, but that is not necessarily the case, you know? Your path of purpose could just be bringing knowledge to people about homeless people, about people who are starving. It could be bringing a whole new light into how things are done. It could be changing the way resources are done. It could be changing the way people think. It could be changing the way that people view themselves and listen to their bodies. Whatever it is that you're interested in, there's something that's to that's going to help people see. And it's like for so long, you're like basically mad at your internal self, your higher self, saying like, you're leading me down the wrong path. And your soul is acknowledging that, like, hey, I get it, brother. I get it, sister. Like, I get you were mad. I get you were mad. But here's the deal. You don't have to know everything about everyone in your life to know that you're on the right path. Like, there are certain things that are kept hidden from you so that you guys can take the road that you're meant to take. Even if you take what seems like the wrong road, it's going to get you to where you need to go. Yeah. And what happened here? Right? What was I saying? Like, you didn't want to deal with the reality of what was going on with your body. And it was like, that's what your soul was trying to make you realize, is like you were putting your body through hell and high waters just to get to wherever it was you were trying to get to. And it was all because of the outside situation. It was like, if I focus on my body, if I focus on, you know, this, then maybe I'll get there. But it wasn't showing yourself real true self-love. And that's the thing. It's like finally something happened and your fortune turned. And what your fortune turned is when you realized that somebody who you were loving and caring about was being super cold. And I feel like this person you were giving a lot of your time and energy to, it could be a job position, it could be a coworker. Like I keep getting coworker energy, but I also do get family or father figure. But, you know, take it as it resonates, guys. This is the thing. It could even be a mother. But the thing is that it's because you had to change your own perspective, right? You had to deal with it so that you could come. When people say, make it seem like it was their idea. Here's your soul saying, hey, look, y'all, I had to make it seem like it was your idea. And it's not to say that it wasn't, but it was like in that realization that it became what you needed in that moment. And so that's what your soul is trying to tell you. Like, this connection is actually very beautiful, because while you were upset that you weren't clear on what was going on, it put you on the path that you were meant to be on. And it put you on this path of realizing that my fortune is in my hands. And dealing with negativity means that I'm growing. And dealing with people who aren't for me means that I'm able to move away from them. And you're ending karmic cycles. We have this energy again of changing the fact that you guys are getting involved in karmic situations. You guys are actually going to come into a place. I love this. I love this. Not only are you guys changing the fact that you're dealing with karmic situations, You are going to have people who start offering you kindness, love, compassion. You guys could come into a place of being seen if you guys are on social media, or if you guys have a platform of some kind. Like, you guys are going to be seen on this platform in a way that's beautiful. Like, it's and this is your healing. It's because you healed this aspect of yourself. It's like you couldn't be aware of it. It's like almost like if Source told you all the blessings that you were going to get in your life, would you ever actually pursue what you're meant to do? Probably not. Probably not. It's in that the unknown that we become so strong. And so you guys are going to understand the people who are negative, the people who aren't for you. Like that was what your body is telling you. And that's your soul communicating with your body. Yeah. Ooh, child. Okay. I love this. I love this. The same message. I didn't know it was on the bottom of the deck, but the same message on the bottom of the deck. It's like your limited vision caused you to take certain steps. And in taking certain steps, it's brought you into a place of being a boss of your life and having good fortune in your life and overcoming this energy that, like, you're now paying attention to the red flags in people. It's like, okay, like I said with the dating world, maybe you were one of those people that when somebody was like, hey, I want to meet you, but you've only been talking on a dating site for like 2 days. Okay, like this is just an example, but you guys all understand. You can take it how it resonates. You were talking on a dating site for 2 days, and they're like, hey, let's meet. And then they meet you one time, and you go out with them like within 3 days. You go out with them, and then suddenly you guys are a couple, and now you're a serious couple, and now you're engaged, and then suddenly like 4 weeks in, you're broken up. Like, you know what I mean? Like you guys have changed this aspect of yourself. Now you're like, I'm not jumping into anything like that because I don't like that. I don't like that energy of where it's just so shady, like somebody just trying to get into my pants or somebody just trying to get something from me because that's what they're always used to doing. And it's like maybe they ask for your number after talking to you twice and you don't even know their favorite color. And they're like, let me get your number. I don't want to talk on this app anymore. And it's like, that's what the app is for. Right? Like, why do I have to give you something personal about me, something that could trace you back to me, when I don't even know who you are? You could be a stalker. You could be a catfish. Like, I'm going to talk to you on this app. I'm not going to just give you a piece of myself because you say so. Right? And if they get mad and they don't talk to you anymore, then good. Good. Go. Bye. Bye, B. Bye. Right? Like, why do I hear that commercial? You guys ever seen that excuse me, it's the non-commercial. The commercial for non-bread, and it's like, be a non-conformist, but this guy, he's eating bread, and he's like, oh, I like your bread, and he's like, the non goes, I'm not just any normal bee. Like, stop being a bee over there and come and be a non-conformist. Like, that's what I feel like you guys are like that. Like, you're like, stop being a bee. Like, I don't care. Go on with your bad self. Like, that's the energy here, and it's like you guys are really, like, leaning into that, and that's what your soul wants you to know. It's like you didn't take a bad path. You didn't do anything wrong, and I feel like you guys question that about your journey. You question, am I even doing the right thing? You've done everything you were meant to do. It's like basically your soul is helping you check the boxes of what you chose to do before you were born, and if that's not something you believe in, that's okay. Your life is unfolding exactly as it's meant to, okay? Like, what's going to happen for your highest good. Like, that's how it's unfolding, okay? Because I know not everybody believes in all that soul stuff, and I get it. That's cool. Everybody's got to believe what they got to believe. So I'm not here to tell you got to believe in Source. That's just who I believe in, and that's who I get my messages from for you. If they happen to resonate for you, then whatever you believe in, then, that's good. If you just believe it's magic, cool, it's magic. I am okay with that. So right off the bat, like, you're no longer crying over spilled milk. Oh, child, I love this. Okay, sorry, I just got excited about this. You guys are completing a cycle. There's a gift of something coming into you guys, whether that's a home. This could actually be a love interest, but I'm actually leaning more towards you guys are coming into a new space. Like, this feels like a very new open space for yourself. So like a new home, or maybe you're moving. Like, that's what I feel like. This is like move energy to me. And it's because you guys are no longer crying over spilled milk. You're like, look, What's happened in the past has happened. If they keep acting like that, we know that's how they are from the past. And you're shielding yourself now. It's not like you're being cruel. You're not being cruel to this person. You're not being cruel to anybody anymore. You're just like, you're showing so little of yourself. You're very mysterious. Okay? Let's see what we got going on here. Yes, I love this. This person sees you for who you are. Y'all are a bunch of bosses. Like, you guys got both the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords coming out, okay? Like, you guys are very balanced in your energy. You guys are very committed to the journey that you have. Yeah, and you like to share what you learn. You like to share the wealth, but you're learning who's good to share it with and who isn't. Like, you're not just... I feel like when you started this, you probably just shared your wealth with everybody, and then people took advantage of that. People tried to make it theirs. People tried to make it, you know, this was my idea, that you were copying them. Like, people really tried to undermine you. And now that you're being mysterious and showing so little of yourself, all these people who were copying you are now falling apart. Like, things are falling apart for them. Why? Because no one can replicate authenticity. Like, you can't replicate that. Like, that's something that's individual for each person. Right? And so they're trying to replicate your authenticity, and now they can't. And so they're learning that, oh, wow, like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And that's the funny thing, too, is, like, the haters, the people who hated on you, when you become what they thought you couldn't become, like, they're the first ones to come running back. And they're like, oh, I'm the one that supported you all the time. Like, I knew... And, you know, it's like, I feel like you're still just going to be in this energy of showing so little of yourself to them. It's like, you're still like, you're not going to be cruel, right? What is that song that I keep hearing right now? You gotta be cruel to be kind, in the right measure. Cruel to be kind, it's a very good sign. Cruel to be kind means that I love you, baby. You gotta be cruel to be kind, right? Like, like, I feel like you realize that's how these people acted with you. Like, oh, I had to be cruel so that you knew that I loved you. And you're like, you're just in this energy of showing so little of who you are. And you're not jumping in feet first with these people anymore. You're not giving them what you used to give. Like, you really love sharing wisdom. You really love sharing the things that you have. You really love sharing everything that you've learned because it made you a better person and it made you stronger. But you realize that people just fight you for it, and people want to be you so badly. And it's like, that's the energy that you're realizing, and you're like, you know what? You figure it out. You figure it out, because I'm over here being me. And it's like, you're going to find other avenues to help inspire and impact people, and this is going to bring you up into a very, very secure place. And not only secure, you guys are going to be... So, it's going to happen so fast that, like, the pathway to you is going to be locked. Okay, like, that's this energy that's coming through. It's like people are going to try to fight from your past to get back into your life, and that they can't. There's no way that they can. Sorry, I'm over here, like, thinking about reading these, and I know I need to get more oracle cards out here. Can you please have some more messages for pile number 2? Yeah, again, with the money, this has to do with your wealth. Like, I feel like you didn't understand that you were giving your wealth away before it was time. Like, it was like you were learning, and so because you were learning, you were teaching others what you were learning, and it was like giving them your secrets, but it wasn't like and I think that feels weird because it wasn't like it was secret. I think I hear you telling me, like, Becky, it wasn't a secret. Like, none of this was secret. It was just that I was finding it. But it's like when you have a school project or a work project and you're supposed to work in a team, and part of your team doesn't do the work, and so you get frustrated and you complete it, but they take the credit for it. That's what that was. News. Yeah, there's definitely news coming. Number 5 coming through a lot for you guys too. A lot of change is coming through here. Completing. You guys are completing a cycle. I keep hearing no good do-gooders. I don't know what that means, so that's what I keep hearing, unless that's no good do-gooders. Okay. So, I see. Thank you. They're saying that, like, these people are pretending that they're good-hearted, kind people, but they're just using you. okay, like that. And I think that made you mad for a long time. I really do. I feel like that made you upset. You're like, look, y'all are a bunch of crazies. Like, why can't you just be normal people? Well, that's the thing. Everybody's fighting to be normal. But what is normal? It's a cycle on a washing machine. That's what normal is. There's nothing normal about this journey. There's nothing normal about taking care of yourself. There's nothing normal about standing up for who you are. Like that's abnormal if you really want to put a label on it, you know? Messages, soul contract, yeah. So this situation that you were unclear about, this is a completion of a soul contract. Like this means that you guys are closing this out from your life. Like you're coming into this discerning reality where it's like you really see people behind the mask that they present. Like you're no longer trying to romanticize a situation just because you want it to be a certain way. Like you're allowing people to come to you as they are. And that is how you respond or react to them. A Scorpio. Yeah, okay, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio, but these were more channeled because of the energy that they provide. This is a deep, dark energy that you did not want to face for a very long time, and it was this was a forced reality by Source. Okay, this is something that's forced through because you guys reached a certain energy, a certain knowledge, a certain inner knowing, and it had to come out. It had to. Like, you had to be shown this. You had to be shown this person. You had to be shown that this is who they are. And it's like the darkness that nobody wants to go into. So, again, if this is somebody that you really loved or cared about, or you do love or care about, you know, it's really hard to see the truths of those people. And they say love makes us blind, right? Stop pointing blame. Yeah, so here's the deal. I don't feel like you are. And if some of you guys are, you're going to come into a space where you're no longer pointing blame. But I feel like they're saying that you're stopped. Like, you have stopped pointing the blame at everyone else. That's the energy that I keep getting here. It's like you go over this magical bridge somewhere where Source basically takes you from knowing to being at peace with it, like in just a few seconds. And so you guys are no longer pointing blame. Stop trying to impress others. What was I saying? Like, you guys stopped trying to get approval from others, and that is bringing you into a balance. And if you guys are trying to impress others, this is something that's going to happen along the way. The more that you focus on your journey, and I love these confirmations. These are absolute confirmations because it's like, yes, this could mean for you to stop doing this, but I feel like in this moment, both of these are saying that you guys have stopped. My apologies. I'm not my kick the camera. They's playing kick the can. Faith makes things possible, not easy. Exactly. Nothing in life is easy. Everything is simple, but nothing in life is easy. Yeah, a toxic relationship. That's what this thing was that you weren't clear about. It was a toxic connection, that soul contract. You're clearing that out of your energy. You're not going to be dealing with this in the future. We are proud of you. They're so proud of you. Didn't I say that earlier on your reading? Like, they're so proud of all the work that you've done. I love that. They say what you want to hear, not the truth. And I feel like that's exactly what Source is showing you. They're showing you that this person is basically full of crap. And you guys are completing the cycle. I love this. So many confirmations coming through here. I love this. See, we had House 11 on the bottom of the deck over here, which is friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. We did talk about humanitarian beliefs in this reading. I love this. And this is also saying that once you close out this cycle, you guys are going to call in like-minded people, and you're going to start seeing things. You're not going to give every ounce of yourself to a person in hopes that they like you. It's like basically like, you have to show me that you're willing to make the effort to see me for me. And not in a bad way. So we have House 5, which is passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. Yeah, so you guys are coming into this very youthful time in your life where you guys are going to be able to see things in a whole different way. Like, you're going to be able to enjoy your life, enjoy the process, enjoy what you're doing. And that's a beautiful place to be at. We have moving forward and defending self with Mars energy here. Boom, you're moving beyond this connection. You're learning how to defend yourself, not in a rude way. Not like, get out of my face, y'all a bunch of, blah, 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 whatever. No, like, you're coming into a place of really, like, knowing how to defend yourself from a compassionate place. And understanding that, you know what, we don't know everybody's story. We don't know their backstory. Even if you grew up with somebody, you still don't know their backstory, and you don't know how they perceive things, because that's how they perceive it. Desert Vision Quest. I love this. So Source is asking you for you to write down some questions that you have and go spend some time in meditation, in silence. You know, fasting. Okay, like I'm not telling you guys that you have to fast for your whole life or anything like that, but it might be beneficial for you guys to fast, like intermittent fasting for a day or for 2 days. And that's where you just go for 16 hours without food. You don't have to do like a whole 24 hours. Like basically you eat at 5 o'clock at night and you don't eat again until, you know, I don't know what, noon the next day, like whatever it is. But there's something about you guys having a period of without food, or having a period of just really spending time in meditation where you guys will get some answers, okay? And it doesn't have to be fasting. You guys don't have to fast. You could just get the benefit from really spending in meditation. If that's like something you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not here to force you. Source is not going to force you. You have to do what fits for you, okay? Then we have Tarantula Connection. And look at this image. Look at this image here. Like, this is so powerful. This is exactly how your guys' connection felt with this person. Like, stuck and just, like, I have to put everything into this. And you guys are learning that that's not what it's about. You guys are coming into a very balanced energy, and you're letting go of this connection. You're letting go of the hold that it had on you, and you're realizing that you had a choice all along. And my apologies, I do need a sip of water. Okay. I love this. I love this. Look, we have 13 and 13 coming out together, which, might I add, has 3 and 3 together in it. Even though I know it is 4-4. Okay, like, I get that. We have Power of Attraction. I just love the confirmation here that Source is bringing through. So, the Power of Attraction, like attracts like, right? You guys could be calling in a divine partner. But this could also mean that you guys are balancing out your internal masculine and feminine energies, right? The yin and yang energy. So let's see. I'm going to read this a little bit. Get some energy from this. It feels very powerful, okay? Like, this feels very powerful, very magnetic and open and energetic. It says, there is such wonder awaiting you. There are so many beautiful adventures and so much magic yet to be. Can you keep your heart open to what is coming towards you without surrendering your experience of this moment by becoming too future-oriented? You see, there is magic in this moment, too. There is something arising within you out of the depths of your being. In this process, there is a shift in environmental, both internal and external, of fertility is being stimulated. This is your time to play with that fertility, to conceive, create, and embark upon the process of transformation with an open heart and mind. You may not know where it is all going to lead. All you need to know is that it will be wonderful and exactly perfectly what is needed. Beyond that, allow the energy of fertile growth and abundance that now flows naturally and richly within you, around you, and simply be. You are a big soul, and with that often comes big dreams. You might worry that you want too much out of life. Perhaps you think that you are only capable of small dreams. If you, let's see. This oracle is guiding you to remember that there are stages of creation. A house cannot be built without flooring. No matter how beautiful the stained glass window you plan to install are, the walls need to be up first. Your big life dreams are a work in progress, just like you. Exactly. You guys have big dreams. They're coming true. Allow them to come true. Allow them to manifest, to gestate and come to be. And it's just like letting go of this fear of what's to come and being present here in the now. And I feel like you guys are definitely doing that. You're not crying over the old things anymore, and you're letting people come to you, which is a part of surrendering. It's no longer seeking for validation from others. It's more or less like, do we vibe? So you guys are in a beautiful energy. I'm so proud of you, Pile 2, and I love that this talked about creation, because the number 3 is the creation number, and I love that synchronicity for you guys. But I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this helps. May you guys find the courage to always be yourself, to be authentically, unapologetically you, and may you guys be bold in your adventures moving forward, and may blessings always surround you. I'm going to get on out of here, but until we meet again, bye guys. Welcome, Pile 3. I'm so glad you guys came back to another one of my readings. If you're new, welcome guys. Everybody is So welcome here with open loving arms, and super excited that you guys are here. This is the reading for those of you that chose number 44. I know you guys are probably wondering, why did I just choose 33 for pile 3, but there's actually a purpose for this. It has been very resonating for each pile. This number has made an appearance in each pile, so I don't question it, I just go with it. And also, I did have a channeled message for you guys that was, you guys have a hard time trusting yourselves on this journey. You guys are not sure about, it's not even about the journey, like the journey that you're taking. There's a gift or a talent that you guys are exploring, and you're just not sure about it. So I'm going to use singing as an example because that's what they're giving me. I hear, see like little music notes. And so it's like, maybe you guys are creating music, or you're singing, or you're writing songs, and you're just like, it's no good, it's no good, it's no good. Like, why am I even doing this? Like, it's like you guys are questioning your abilities, and Source is trying to bring that up right now, that like, you don't need to question your abilities. You need to trust yourself, and trust that this is where you wanted to go, and trust that this is what you want to do, and not worry about where it leads you, but just work on it in this now present moment, and lean into how you feel when you're doing it. Like, does time go by fast? Are you super present? Does it make you feel good? Like, don't worry about when you're done with it, like, oh, it's no good, it's no good. No, think about it while you're doing it. How does it make you feel? And what's really inspiring you to do that? And what's really motivating you to continue to show up, even though you have some self-criticism afterwards? Focus on the good and not the negative, because it's like hard for you guys to focus on the good when you just did what you wanted to do and felt like you were called to do, but then all you do is focus on the negative. And so they're saying to focus on the good while you're doing it, which will help you to remember that when you're no longer in that act or doing that creative endeavor. Okay, so that was the message for you. These are messages in regards to your mind, body, and soul. I've got your cards here, so let's go ahead and lay them out here. Okay, let's have some interesting card combinations here. Okay, it's interesting. You might resonate with one of the other piles. You might not. Okay, so that's for some of you guys that were drawn to maybe more than one pile. And that's entirely up to you if you would like to go ahead and go watch that. I'm not going to tell you guys which pile it is. It's not like there's a lot to choose from, but so interesting. So in your mind body right now, you guys are focused on love. Like, there's a lot of love, but I feel like with this love comes a lot of... Okay, so I'm getting two energies here. I'm getting one that there's a lot of fights, even though you love this person, and equally so that you guys are just sick and tired of being sick and tired in love. Like, you guys have given so much of yourself, and it just seems like it goes nowhere, and it seems like it's just always the same situation. Like, it's always just negative, and things end badly. And equally so, like, you guys are in love right now, and you're giving so much of yourself, and it just feels like it's ending badly, and that you guys are arguing all the time, and that it's like, but I love this person, I love them so much. So it's like mentally you guys are worried about love. And for some of you guys, they just showed me, some of you guys are single, and it's like you're fighting, do I even pursue love? Like, what's the purpose? It's like, I feel like I'm going to be single for forever. That's the feeling I have right now. And they're just saying, like, there's something very spiritual about you guys dealing with this. Okay, there's something extremely spiritual with you guys dealing with this. There's some kind of internal growth that's going to come from you guys dealing with this. There's going to be some kind of realization and fulfillment. And I feel like here it's like they're saying to connect. So if you guys aren't spiritual or religious or anything, that's okay. I always say in those circumstances, begin to connect with your intuition, because that is very much the same as connecting with Source. Like, treat yourself, your higher self, your intuition, as somebody you would talk to, who's your best friend, who you love very much, who you care about, and somebody that you're, want to tell it your whole day about. And by the way, I just saw 4:44 on the clock, so I love that synchronicity for you guys. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful time here. So yeah, but there's something about finding a deeper sense of love here, and in your mind you're kind of scared because there's a lot of anguish and strife and fear that surrounds that. And it's an ending. This is the ending of a cycle for you when it comes to your loving energy. So for some of you guys, that could mean that you are letting go of the person that you've been with. Like, you realize it's not working and you realize that they're no good for you. And for others of you guys, it's just realizing that you don't have to be afraid of love anymore, like opening your heart. But either way, it is going to bring you into the next level on your journey. Yeah, so something big is about to happen for you guys in regards to love. So, like I said, for some of you guys, you are going to be ending a relationship, walking away from somebody that you love, but not in a bad way. Like, it's just kind of like you're going to come into this realization, like, this is no good for me. And for others of you, there is going to be, like, for those of you that feel like you're going to be single for forever, there's going to be somebody that comes into your life, and it's going to be out of the blue. Like, you basically sworn off love. You're like, just forget it, I'm going to work on me. And they're saying that there's somebody that's going to come in. And for others of you, you're like wondering about the situation. So it could mean that they're going to take it to the next level. Okay, I did not set these up to be love readings by any means. In fact, your guys, this is the first love reading that's come in. So whatever that means. But, there's definitely a sense of karmic energy coming through with your number 44, as well as stability, foundation, and being grounded. Okay, so something about changing the way you view love, and that's on your mind. And it's like, whatever you feel about love right now is not how you're going to feel about love soon. Okay, like, you're going to see love in a whole nother light. Yeah, and you're going to balance out this sense. Oh my goodness, okay, I see. Yeah, you're going to balance out this sense of people who take advantage of you, and people who take advantage of your time, friends who aren't for you, and you're focused on manifesting some sense of passion. This is not lust, okay? This is not lust. This is somebody who is passionate about you, like you're passionate about them, and it's different. It's not. This is not a sexual energy, okay? This is somebody who, like I was saying, like, if this is connecting with Source and connecting with your higher self, it's like you become really passionate about that connection, and it leads you away from this anguish, and it leads you away from this hurt and this brokenheartedness and this. So I heard tower moment, but it's interesting because that's not the actual energy here, but that's what I heard. It was like this tower moment, like something's going to happen here that's going to make you feel forgotten, is what they're saying, or left out. And what's happening is that you guys are transforming the way that you view love and this connection that you have with Source, or with the universe, or with the unseen, I guess is the way that you should say it here, just to encompass everybody. Because there are some people who don't believe in anything, and that's fine. If you don't believe in anything, you can believe in science, and science says that we can connect to ourselves and our mind and the things that we don't see in our mind, right? So that's definitely something to keep in your mind. But this is your mind body right now, and this is talking about love is very much on your brain. Must be love on the brain, y'all. And it's differing for a lot of people. There are some that are really happy, and there are some that are really sad about it. So whatever happens is that something is going to change. And yeah, it's not to scare those of you that are really happy. It's actually to bring a sense of relief, because again, it could just be going to the next level. And if things do change in a way that you don't want them to, knowing that it is happening for your highest good, okay? It is happening for your path of purpose. And for, all things work out for us. Whether it feels that way in the moment that they're happening or not, everything works out for us. And, it's like something that happened, like, here's just an example. It's not, I guess I could use a love example here. So I was with a narcissist for a long time, and I knew that I had to end things with him. Like, I knew that it was not a healthy relationship. I knew that it was very toxic, but the hardest thing for me to do was to walk away, because I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid of being single. And finally, after a lot of thinking on it, because that's really what I was, a lot of thinking on it. After a lot of thinking about the situation, I finally cut the tie to him. And, there's a whole story that goes into that, but to bring it down to a short situation here, when I did that, it was the worst possible thing that I felt like I could do, but I knew I had to. And then now, looking back, I just want to give that younger me a hug, because that moment when she made that choice, that was the biggest blessing of my life, even though I didn't feel like it then, even though I didn't know it then. Let me fix the lighting there. Okay, guys, yeah. So that's like what they don't want you to be disheartened by it, even if at first it might feel kind of ugly and yucky and blah. There's something good that's going to come from it. Yeah, because there's somebody here in your energy, or has been somebody here in your energy, that's been unemotionally available, and I feel like they're also very emotionally manipulative towards you. Like, this is somebody who says what you want to hear to get a response, a reaction from you. This is somebody who holds some sense of jealousy towards you. This is somebody who is mad because you are who you are. And so it's like, this is that give and take. I'm only going to love you when. So this person only shows you love when they feel like you have met some aspect of them. So like when you're meek and mild, like they show you love because they want you to trust them. Like when you feel scared, when you feel sad, like they want you to trust them. But then when you're in a state of actually being okay and loving them and confident, then they take away their love from you and they don't treat you well. And so this could be a past energy. This could be a present energy, okay? Or this could be from your childhood, right? Like this is a wound from your childhood. Either way, this could even be you doing that to yourself, which is for some. That's a message for some. But I feel like this more or less is all about you strengthening your connection to your intuition, your gut feeling, your instincts, and source, and the universe, and your guides, your angels, again, whatever it is that you believe in. This is about you guys connecting with that inner power and really truly leaning into that. And you guys are going to find that everything is coming clear for you guys. This could be a father figure here. I said you guys might resonate with one of the other piles here, but it does not have to be. This could be just somebody that took advantage of you and treated you like a child, even though you both were adults. Yeah, okay. So here's the deal. Because of this situation, whatever happens, it's going to force you to work on yourself, and you're going to see this situation for what it was, that this person was really being manipulative towards you. And this is going to help you move away from situations like this. This is going to help you move away from this situation. More than anything, though, it's going to help you find a way to set reasonable boundaries. And in those reasonable boundaries, you're going to really pursue whatever it is that your dreams are. Or if it's work, or if it's a relationship, you're really going to focus on yourself, like, and you're going to take that to the next level. Okay? And that's going to be a really good place for you guys to go. Something seriously needs to be balanced here, though. And again, I'm getting that energy of very spiritual. This is a very spiritual endeavor. Even if you're not spiritual, that's okay. It's something for your soul. It's something for the spirit inside. Okay, this is something on a deeper level that you might not understand, and that, you know, we all go through a lot of things that we just do not understand, and then later we're like, oh, I get it now. Like, I understand why I experienced that. Like, you know, when you're kids, you don't understand why you have to go to school, but then when you graduate and you go to work, you're like, oh, now I know why I had to go to school. Even if you don't understand why you took certain subjects, like, you know, you understood why you had to learn how to read. You understood why you had to learn how to write. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand it while it's happening, but then later you're like, okay, like, I get this. Like, okay, like, that's probably a good thing that I did that, or went through that, or experienced this. So, your body right now, that was quick for you guys. Like, I feel like you guys are very, you just like to move on. But your body right now, there's something about your body, like, where you're intuitively listening to your body, but you guys are also reading into your body, which is great. This has been something that's been across the board, and I'm so proud. Like, I feel like this is something the collective is dealing with personally, is learning how to listen to their body. But above this, like, you're also not letting your body tell you to get into sexual situations. Like, you guys are holding back. So when a situation comes up that's very sexual for you, like, you hold back. You kind of, like, wait to see what this person brings to the table. And And maybe if you guys are connected in a relationship right now, like you're holding back to see is the only reason that you give me love is so that you get nookie, like nookie, I want some cookie. I'm sorry, guys. It's not a laughing matter, but that was just a weird channeled message that came through. So, that's the thing. Like, you guys are being very withdrawn right now from the outside world to come into a centered place and really understand, like, why is this happening? Like, why is this going on? Like, why are they doing this? And you are going to begin to understand that this has been a pattern in relationships for you, and it's because you didn't have control over the sexual attraction that you had towards somebody. If you were sexually attracted to somebody, it's almost like this energy of like, I'm sexually attracted to them, that must be the person that I'm meant to be with, because I don't want to be with somebody I'm not sexually attracted to. But then the higher that sexual attraction would get, the more you would try to force the relationship. And I think for a lot of you guys, you kind of ended up in some really shady situations because of it. Like, I'm not getting a good feeling from this at all, but I'm getting a good feeling from where you're at right now, because you're in a position where you're like, look, I get it, body. Hey, I hear you down there, but we're not, the belt's on, okay? Like, I'm not trying to make a joke out of it, but honestly, guys, like, it's just, that's it. You're like, look, the belt's on, we're just going to be straight about it. Is this person even good for me? And I feel like it's because you guys have dealt with so many broken hearts. You guys have dealt with a lot of this manipulative emotional energy. There could be an energy around some of you guys where people would tell you a weekend that they loved you just so that they could sleep with you, and then they ghosted you. Like that, this is really shady energy that's coming out, that's in your mind, that I think like you're just afraid to get involved with anybody, because it's like, are they going to manipulate me like I've been manipulated in the past? And it's actually you guys wondering that and asking that question that's forcing you to deal with that internal wounding, or those what was it? It could be propaganda, but it's more than that. This is like, the canary energy. It's like you learned what your parents taught you, and it's not to be mad at them. It's just that they didn't know, and in turn, they passed that ignorance onto you. And that's not to be mean. That's just literally what it is. It's just not knowing. It's like, I didn't know. I was ignorant of the situation, right? And so that got passed on to you, and that's what you're dealing with right now. It's like trying to find some clarity in that. And so I love this, because I feel like you guys have basically turned yourselves into like nuns and priests, and it's like covered from head to toe. Like, you're not trying to make yourself sexually attractive anymore. Like, you're not posting racy pictures. Like, you're not sending racy pictures. You're not sending anything like that. It's like, I want to see if this person pursues me for what we have to talk about. I want to see if this person comes towards me because of who I am and not the body that I have to offer. And so this is a new experience for you guys, and you might in some cases be overdoing it just a little bit, and that's not to make you feel bad or anything. It's just to show like how extreme you've gone, and that's not a bad thing. Okay, like, I don't want you guys to think that oh, maybe I should wear more cleavage, or I should wear shorter skirts, or no. In fact, it's you guys doing this is actually changing the way that you view yourself, and you guys are bringing yourselves into a place of honor and respecting yourself. And it's like this is mysterious, okay? I love you guys, Pile 3. Like, you guys have such a funky energy. It's not bad. It's like you guys are like the funky partiers. Like, you guys were the party kids. When you were younger, you guys partied and partied and partied. And like, you guys did everything, and you were like, I hear like you're the yes person, and everybody loved being around you because you always had a good time. You dressed really outrageously, and people were always like so impressed, and they thought you were so brave. And it's like you kind of scaled back on that, and now people are like, what happened to Pile 3? And you're like, it's all of those things that I feel like have put me in a really tedious, precarious position, and you're scaling back on that now. And so it's like people are watching you like basically not show any cleavage at all. Like, you're covered from your neck to your toes, and they're like, what happened, Pile 3? And you're like, look, I'm tired of people coming towards me because they think I'm a partier. Like, I'm tired of people coming towards me because they think I'm easy. like all those words, you know, like those labels that people put on other. Oh, that's a man whore, or that's a she's a slut, she's a whore, she's, you know, she's easy, or he's easy, or, you know, like they're just the party, they're the party ones, and they don't do anything serious. Like, you're tired of that. You're like, no, I'm not like that. Nobody in my life has ever taken time to get to know me. And so you're in this energy of like basically balancing that out. You're like, I was on the extreme over here, so now you're on the extreme over here. And it's actually through that great transformation of extremes that you guys are able to bring it into a balanced place, because you realize that, well, if I'm all the way over here on this extreme and not letting anybody see me for who I like to be, like I like to be outrageous, I like to be open, I like to be unique, you know, or if I'm all the way over here and just kind of being sleazy myself, you know, it's like you end up finding balance somewhere in the middle. And it's like, sometimes you like to wear pantsuits, and sometimes you like to wear a short black dress, or sometimes you like to wear a muscle shirt, and other times you like to get dressed up in a suit, you know, whatever it is. It's like you guys are finding the in-between and finding a stable point to that. And so with your body, it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of you guys have just been so out there with your body in the past. You're just tired of being looked at as a sex symbol. And I feel like for you guys, you're very good looking people. And that's not to say that nobody else is. No, like it's just for this particular pile who I'm dealing with, you guys are very unique and beautiful, and people are immediately attracted to you. And people are like, hey, beautiful, hey, handsome. And they don't see you as a person. Rather, they see you as a thing. And that is what has you just like, I'm going to muddle everything down. I want to mute it all. Like, you stop wearing makeup, you stop doing your hair, you stopped wearing this certain thing, you know, like for a guy, you started wearing, like, instead of being, you know, dressed up in these, what are they, like the muscle shirts and everything, like you're wearing loose fitting clothes so people can't see your muscles, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's these things, you just changed it. Maybe you always spiked your hair up and now you're wearing it in Clark Kent style. You know, like maybe you're wearing glasses when you always wear contacts. It's like, that's the kind of energy coming through here. Yeah, and it's because you guys are setting boundaries here. I love this. I love this about you guys. You guys might be like, is it the right thing? I think so. Like, it's like, and don't go based on what I'm saying either. Like, you have to do what's right for you. But for those of you that are questioning, like, here's the deal. Source is telling me through these combinations of cards that you guys have learned to set a physical, emotional boundary. They're like one in one, hand in hand. They're no longer separate. Like, it's like before you didn't have any physical boundaries, and that led you to not having any emotional boundaries. And it was like you had to go through the physical aspect to get into the emotional aspect where you're giving your love and getting your heart broken to find out that's not what I wanted. And now you're realizing maybe it's because I'm so attractive, and maybe you don't see yourself as attractive, but you realize that everybody else does, okay? And that's a whole nother story for another time, but it's like maybe you just realize people always approach you in this very sexual manner, and you're like, I'm done with that. And so you guys have just really changed the way that you post on social media. You changed the way that you approach people. And what's ending up happening here is that you guys are isolating yourselves from what everybody thinks that you are. And in time, you're actually going to bring in the love and the relationships that are meant for you. People who want to get to know you, the inside, the heart. The inside, that sounds terrible. Rewind. They want to get to know your heart. Okay, they want to get to know who you are. And that's a beautiful thing. Like, yeah, maybe you are a little extreme right now, but you know what? Sometimes you have to do extreme things in order to change what's not working. And it all came because you guys had so many choices. And people think that's lucky. And for you, you don't. Like, you're like, no, I just want somebody to love me. And there was this emotion and this perception around it where it's like, you know, I have so many choices, but all they are is sex choices. Like, all they are is the bottom of the barrel. And so you had to heal that. It's like, it's a good thing that you have choices, because in having choices, you don't have to give 100% of yourself to realize if somebody's for you or against you. You just have to be yourself and let that person show you who they are, because in time they will. And that means you guys not giving your sex away, and that means you guys not just jumping into bed with them like maybe you did in the past. Okay, and that's definitely the energy that's coming through here for you guys, and I'm so proud of you guys. Again, we have a very spiritual message here. So even for those of you that are not spiritual, there is something that's happening that's going to cause you to see things like, okay, so it's like the multiverse, right? Like, you're gonna start seeing things that happen that feel like Matrixy style, like glitches and things that happen where, have you ever seen somebody walk by and then like 2 minutes later that same person walked by, but there was no way that they could have walked by without turning around and coming back and then turning around and walking, but they're walking the same way? It's things like that. Like, it's weird energy. I remember once I was working in this mall and I was standing there and I watched this lady walk by and she had these bags, and the bags were all colorful. There was a yellow bag, a pink bag, and a blue bag, and she was carrying them. She had the yellow bag and the blue bag, and then she had the pink bag because the pink bag was humongous, and she had them here and she was holding them like this and she was carrying them, and she walked in front of my store. And there was no way for her to go around, right? Like, they had crossways, but the crossways were pretty far over. And so she walked around and she went down the escalator, okay? I cannot make this up because the escalator was right outside the door. And I watched her and I was like, wow, that is insane. And I remember what she looked like and everything and what she was wearing. And then I was sitting there and I was just watching because there's nothing going on in the store. And not even a minute later, the same lady walked by holding the same bags and the same clothes and the same shoes and the same hair and the same, and I was like, and she went down the escalator and I was like, what just happened? Like, what? I was so tripped out. Like, I didn't know what that meant. But it's like something like that that's gonna happen where you're like, it's like basically trips your mind out so much that it forces you into seeing there's more going on than meets the eye. Okay, like, that's what's going to happen here. And I'm not saying that to freak you guys out, okay? Like, I'm not trying to say that at all. I'm just saying, like, you're going to start wondering, like, maybe there is something more than I realize. Maybe there is something more out there. It's like, that's why I always laugh. Like, people are like, I don't believe in anything. I used to not believe in anything either, guys. Like, I grew up as a Christian and I denounced all that stuff. I was like, no, like, that, none of that exists. If it existed, people wouldn't be the way that they are. Like, people would be nicer, people would be kinder, people would be gentler, and they're not. They're just jerks. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to believe in a... This is what I said, guys. I want you guys to understand. I'm not going to believe in a God, in a being who allows people to be like that. So I'm done. I'm done with that. I don't believe in anything. And I didn't... And then... Well, look at how that lasted, guys. So... And I'm not here saying, oh, you know, like, I'm here for the... No, it really... I had a very spiritual experience that set me on this course. And that's why I don't call the being that I pray to, that I spend time with, God. Because to me, it's source. It's from whence I came. And I feel like, you know, God to me is a very religious entity. And that's okay. That's fine if that's what you believe in. You were saved by Christ. If you're saved by Buddha, if you were saved by the Dalai Lama, it doesn't matter to me what you call it. I feel like they're all the same thing. Like, that to me is how I feel. And so for me, source is what makes me comfortable. That's me being comfortable expressing myself. Do you see? So I just want you guys to understand, like, it's not like I've been this way my whole life. No. In fact, I denounced all of this stuff a long time ago. And so I feel like that's why I bring this situation up. You guys are going to have something that really makes you like, what the heck? Like, is that real? And then you're gonna start doing some research on it, and there's gonna be things that happen that, like, coincidences that you're gonna realize are more like synchronistic than anything. Okay, so what else came out, guys? This is interesting because it's like, this is what made you feel so stuck in life. It's how you acted in your past. This is what made you feel so stuck. Giving yourself. And if you haven't quite yet figured this out, there's going to be something that happens, right? That big energy that's coming through, there's going to be something that happens that makes you guys realize this, that makes you guys see this. And it's going to be the completion of a cycle for you. Like, you're going to heal yourself, you're going to get through it, but you're going to realize that, wow, I really limited myself when I was mad that I had choices, and I was mad that I wasn't finding love, even though I was going through these choices. You're going to realize that you were limiting yourself because it's kind of like scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like you weren't giving yourself a chance to experience the truth of people. Yeah, and again, guys, I cannot make this up. There's something very spiritual about this. And we have this, again, being hemmed in, like being stuck in a situation because it's like maybe you're seeing your friends who are married and they have families and they have homes and you don't, right? Or people around you have what's seemingly more than you. They have a loving relationship. They have all these things and you don't. And it's like outside sources that are making you feel like you need to find this love interest. And you're going to have this very spiritual... I just spit, guys, so... Okay. So it's funny. As I'm wiping that up, I'm hearing it's raining men. So that may resonate with some of you guys. Okay, it could be raining women too. I'm not judgmental, whatever, guys. But what's going to happen is you guys are going to realize that this has actually made you repress an energy within yourself that is very respectable, that is very approachable, and it is very deserving of somebody coming into your life that is of a next caliber. And because of that, you guys are actually going to find somebody that's willing to be a friend first, and you guys are going to build from that, and you guys are actually going to have a lot of things in life, but you're going to end up bringing in somebody to your life that is very... So the word I heard is picturesque, but people are going to be like, how did you find them? Like, what did you do? You're going to be like, didn't you remember how I changed things? Like, you're going to try and explain what you did, and they're going to be like, no, really, pile 3, what did you do to get that person? They're like so perfect. They're like everything I've ever wanted, and you're like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're just going to be like, okay, cool, but you're going to be living the good life, and all these people are going to be coming like, you were always so loose, and you were always so this, and you're like, yeah, but I'm not anymore. Like, I'm not, and they're not going to understand it. They're going to be like, what? Like people aren't going to understand it, and so it's a good thing, though. Alright, so I'm going to move on to your soul. Yeah, so that's why I said you guys definitely might resonate with one of the other piles, which is this weird, but I love this. I love when we have like confirmations like this, but also it makes me realize that a lot of the collective deals with similar situations that are healed in not the same way, but similar ways, right? Like there's always going to be differences. But you've been mad because you didn't know. Like you've been upset because you didn't know which way to go. You didn't know which way to turn. You didn't know who to trust. You didn't know who to go to. Sorry guys, I have to... So my hip just popped and my arm just popped. You didn't know who to trust for stability and to receive love from. That's what Circe just told me. So, and that's okay. And your soul is acknowledging that, your higher self, your intuition. Again, whatever. I'm just going to say your soul because that's what I have it set up as here. So your soul is saying, like, I acknowledge that. Like, I understand that you're mad because you didn't have all the information. However, to be honest, Pile 3, if you had all the information of everything that was going on in your life, you wouldn't do the things that you do, and you wouldn't experience a lot of what you experience that brings good natural growth, right? Like a child, if a child knew that, they were going to have to do all these things, they wouldn't do it. Like there's something about experiencing it. Like, what if we never had to learn how to walk? We were just given the ability to walk, right? Which is funny to say because we are given the ability to walk. Most people, okay, I can't say everybody is because not everybody is, but most people are given the ability to walk. But in order to ever walk, you have to learn how to walk. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that's what they're trying to say here is that if you knew the outcome, like as a child, you just know this is what I have to do, and so you keep doing it, and that's what they're saying. If you just knew the outcome, you wouldn't do what you needed to do. You would just basically roll over and just do nothing and live under a rock. And so they're acknowledging that you're mad that you were unclear about this, or that you've had your heart broken a lot of times, or that people have used you, and they understand that, like they get that, and they want you to know that it's through this clarity that brought you into a place where you truly are going to develop a strong friendship here, We have the friend. I have the friendship card out here, guys, and I love it. And so it's like this energy of being able to connect with somebody, like where you go through thick and thin together, and you experience all that life has to offer together, and you guys still stand firm and loving by one another. You know. Wow. Yeah, and it's this not knowing. I love this. It is this not knowing that has created a power within you, a strength. You know, that's brought you into understanding who you are and the ability to lead your life. Like, this has helped you lead your life, right? Like, if you didn't go through all this, you wouldn't have figured out that maybe it's your party life that puts you in this, or maybe it's being promiscuous that puts you in this, or maybe it was being how you were when you were younger that puts you in this situation, right? Whatever it is, or however it resonates with you, wherever you didn't have emotional and physical boundaries, you had to go through all those upsets in order to understand that you were the power in your own life. You are the creator in your life, and you are the boss of your life. And we have the Emperor coming out here, which is the number 4 card in the deck, and it's saying that, like, again, your number was 44. That's where your power comes from, is dealing with those karmic cycles, is dealing with those emotional wounds that were passed on from your family, and dealing with those generational curses, right? And I air quote because everybody looks at them as differently. You go to a psychologist, they say it's your upbringing, it's the life that you lived. You go to a spiritual guru, they say it's something you learned from your past life. You go to somebody who's just a healer, they're going to say, oh, it's just things we carry from our ancestors, right? And so it just depends on what you see and how you feel about it. And so what ended up happening is this is what brought you into a stable place. Not only is that, it helped you protect your innocence. And they want that to be known here. It's like they want you to understand that it's going through all of this. And even being mad at them, they're fine with that. Be angry at them. Get it off your chest. Get it out. Yell and scream. Have a fit about it. And don't feel mad about that. Truly lean into that. But don't reside there. Because what this has taught you is how to become the emperor in your life. Like, you no longer take crap from anybody. You lay down the law, and that's it, right? I fought the law, and the law won. All these people trying to fight you. All these people trying to fight you, and you're the one that's winning because you're laying down the law for yourself. You're like, no, you're not going to cross this boundary. You're not going to come here. You're not going to do this to me. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to stand for it. Right? And this, another thing is your soul is telling you, like, once you realize this and you deal with this and you face this, you're going to see that your fortune has changed because you're being brought to somebody who is going to be there with you through everything. It's like 2 peas in a far off pod, y'all. You're Scooby to your Shaggy, right? And abundance. And abundance. They're going to love you, and you guys are going to create abundance together. Like, this is absolutely phenomenal for you guys. I'm so happy for you, and I know it's been rough. Like, there's nothing about this that is not rough. Like, you guys have been through it all. You guys have been through a rough situation. Let's see what's on the bottom. Yeah. We have the 6 of Cups in the reverse. Your broken heart forced you to focus on your money. And you alone. Like, it made you focus on you and you alone. And it's like, that's why I said here, it's like you basically changed everything about yourself. So maybe you got a new career, and that new career had you dress a different way. And it was like you basically leaned into that. Instead of being the person you used to be, you're now changed because of you focusing on your career, and that was what was good for you, right? And it was like relationships have left you just feeling so deteriorated and brokenhearted and let down, and it's like, why am I gonna get involved in something that is no good for me anyways? And so you guys are coming into a space where I don't feel like you have to go and chase this, okay? First of all, we shouldn't be chasing anything, okay? First and foremost, and I feel like I just need to say that, but this is someone that's going to come into your life. Like, it's going to kind of be, like, they're going to come to you, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, where have you been all my life? And that's the thing. It's like you had to go through all of this in order to come into contact with them. Like that was the timeline for your life. Like that all had to happen. It's like, sure, we wish that none of it did happen, but understanding that if those things didn't happen to us, we wouldn't be the people that we are. I can't with you guys. So we have the Tower come out over here, right? Well, in my deck, it's called the House of God. Okay, I have a mansion of God. And we have the Tower come out in your guys' advice, which is also mixed with the Six of Wands, which is victory, right? It's victory because of dealing with that internal feeling of being like, I'm no good and I'm not worth this. Like you're dealing with your worth. And in dealing with your worth, you do change a lot on the outside. Like you don't look like the person you did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even 3 years ago. Because the more you feel worthy in your own skin, the more you shine and you glow, and people are like, whoa, what have you done? And I love this. The Death card came out with the Four of Swords. It's like all this heartache and break and this having to feel like you had to close yourself off to the world has forced you into healing. So let's see what these other two cards are. I love this. Yeah, somebody's coming to you guys. And I can't make this up. Somebody is coming to you guys where there's going to be a strong passion for one another. Like you guys are going to basically, it's this energy of like impressing each other, but it's different than that. Like you guys are just like, the wow factor is going to be there, and awe and excitement, and just you're going to be loving that so much. And they could be a Leo. Okay, I'm getting this energy. They could be a Leo. You could be a Leo. But if not, it's going to be that Leo energy where it's going to be equal give and take, and they're going to show their love to you. Like it's not going to be you having to guess whether or not this person cares for me. Like they're going to pay attention to the little details about you, and they're going to give you gifts, and they're going to do like leave you love notes, and they're going to like serenade you, and they're going to, take you to your favorite restaurant, and they're going to play your love song. They're like going to have a DJ there, just turn on your love song and be like that's the kind of energy, like this super romantic energy, but it's like because they care. They want you guys to know that they love you. They don't want you to guess if they love you or not. They want you to know that they love you. And I feel like you're going to reciprocate that to them. And this is going to make you guys super strong. And then it's in that moment when you realize, this is a realization coming through, that your heart had to be broken in order for you to get to this stage where you're with somebody that is with you through thick and thin, and that, you're having success and this victory, this overcoming of things that you couldn't overcome before. It's like you had to fall from grace in order to get grace, right? Sometimes we have to taste the bitter before we know what the sweet tastes like, and that's what it was here. Let's get some channel messages for pile 3. Wow, they don't want to come out, huh? Usually they stick to my fingers. And may I please have some channel messages for pile 3? You see that I pulled my fingers out like twice and there wasn't anything there? That was weird. That never happens. Okay. So for you guys, it's just interesting. So it means that like what I was saying, like they can clarify, but I feel like you guys know exactly what I'm saying. Like a lot of times these channel messages are just secondary clarifications for the people who need to hear them. Like they're kind of on the fence. Oh, is what she's saying, is that what I'm meant to hear, or is that for me? And I feel like for you guys, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like you guys are very strong in your independence in yourselves, and it's like I feel like you're already setting these boundaries, and you know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to this situation. But what you're worried about is, am I going to find love? Am I going to have that partner for life? And they're saying that, yeah. And now understanding that this might not necessarily be a love relationship. This could be a friend. But equally so, it doesn't mean that a friend's not going to go out of their way for you, like give you gifts and pay attention to you and understand who you are. Like again, it's just keeping an open mind to what kind of love is coming in. I am enough. What did I say? Like, you guys were working on your self-worth. And as you work on your self-worth, you transform and you don't look the same. And people are starting to see that. And I feel like it's like Maybe you don't see it because you see yourself every day, but people are starting to acknowledge that. It's 44:44 on the clock, about to be, but when I said that, it was 44:40, and so that's crazy. Look, what did I say? Something big is coming, and we have something large looms near. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I cannot make this stuff up. Y'all saw me fold it. I don't look at those things. They're all folded. Like, they're all folded into little... I can't read what's on them. So, I just, like, it's just so... It's always so baffling to me. A controlling situation. Yeah, so that's what it was that you've been dealing with. Is somebody who's controlling. Somebody... And what did I say? They manipulate you emotionally. And that's controlling. That's a control tactic to get what you want. Not you, but for them to get what they want. We have hand in the coconut. Didn't want to let go of something, right? So with the hand in the coconut, it's like the squirrel has a coconut, and inside the coconut is a peanut. And so the squirrel reaches in and grabs a peanut, but can't pull its hand out because it wants the peanut. And it doesn't realize that if it let go, it could turn the coconut over, and maybe there's more peanuts in there, right, than just one. And so that's the hand in the coconut story. It's like wanting to hold on to this idea of love so badly for so long, and it's like finally it's like something changed for you, and you really were forced to let go of the peanut, or you are going to be forced to let go of the peanut, and it's coming into a place where you're really truly surrendering into this fact of who am I without somebody, and who do I want to be without somebody so that I can attract who I want. Like, that's a powerful energy. It's time for fun. Yeah, it's time for you to get away from trying to be in a relationship with somebody and just go have a good time. Like, mingle. You're single. You can mingle, y'all. It's not about sleeping with anybody. It's about let guys take you out on a date, or take women out on a date, and, have a good time. It's like, and I'm not trying to be like role gender specific here, but there are certain things, like if you're masculine and you're a woman, then you take your feminine dude out on a date, okay? And if you're masculine man, you take your feminine woman out on a date. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's something, because the masculines are providers, and they want to provide. And so if you're that provider and you identify more with the masculine side of things, then go take somebody out. And if you identify more with the feminine side of things, then let somebody take you out. Let somebody spoil you. Don't be like crazy about it or anything like that, but let somebody do that for you. That's what they're saying. It's time for fun. It's time to connect with people. Like, you don't know where it's going to lead you. You will be remembered for centuries. So there's something about you guys going through this situation where, like I said, people are going to see you as a power couple, and it's that love. Like, people are going to remember that, because they're going to be like that's the relationship that everybody wanted, but it's only one that comes around really once in a lifetime. It's rare. And this is something that people are going to be like, wow, like, I didn't even know that existed. And I'm just going to say this for those of you that have the twin flame. I'm not trying to discourage you on the twin flame journey. I think that it's overplayed in media, and people play on that fear of you being alone. I'm not saying this is going to be with your twin. This is going to be whoever you're meant to be with in this life, okay? That's not for me to determine, but Source is pointing that out right now, that a lot of you guys are believing it has to be with the twin flame, and a lot of times what we don't realize is, yes, the love that we have for our twin flames, but it's not always somebody that we can be in a relationship with. Like, the twin flame is here to teach us lessons. We're here to teach them lessons. And yes, there are people who are going to have that ultimate union, right? But this is not the end goal here. The end goal for you is to find out respect and boundaries for yourself. And what is going to happen in lieu of that is that you guys are going to have this love connection that people are just going to be wowed by. And and I know some of you guys are already clicked off because you're like, oh, whatever, she doesn't know what to know. Like, guys, I've studied twin flames, and I just think there are enough people who talk about them that I don't need to be sitting here explaining it to you, okay? Like, you either look, and I love this, I didn't even know what this said, you're being gullible. That came, like, okay, for those of you that stuck around and believe in twin, there you go, okay? Like, you're being gullible, and there's something about that, like, why they're having me talk about twin flames, and I didn't even know that's what it was until I just read it to you guys. That's the thing. It's like, there's so many people out there who say that they're on a twin flame journey, and they're not. It's kind of like sex sells, right? And I'm not trying to be mean. I just want people to be aware. It's like sex sells, and I can't tell you who's right or who's wrong. That's not for me to determine for you, because who's right for me might be wrong for you, and who's wrong for you might be right for me. Like I can't determine that for you. Okay, like I can't say yes or no to this. What I'm saying is that Source is saying to stop being so gullible to anybody that's telling you that this is how it is, because a lot of the situation, and I'm not trying to get in off topic here, but it's weird that they wanted me to talk about it right now, because I was not going to bring it up at all. But a lot of people play on loneliness and using loneliness as a reason to sell their products. And they're going to do what they're going to do. Okay, people are going to do what they're going to do, and people are going to say what they're going to say, and people are going to ultimately hope that they're the ones that are right and that they appear right and this, that, and the other. But I feel like what Source wants you guys to understand is that if that is the journey for you, it really is about you coming into yourself more than it is anything else. And so it's not about the end goal being with them. Okay, and if you don't know what a twin flame is, that's fine. This is for those of you guys that are on the obsession and all that other stuff. Like, sometimes the only reason that anybody even starts a spiritual journey is because they learned about twin flames, and they think that, oh, if I do the spiritual journey, then I'll attract my twin flame to me. And that is such a weird energy that it's an egregore that has grown and grown and grown around the twin flame community. And I think that there are a lot of people who are playing on that, because the one thing that is tried and true through all of time is that nobody wants to be alone, and everybody wants to have the perfect other half. And so it just is so weird. It is just such a weird thing that is played on, and it is something that I too absolutely followed for a huge portion of my journey. And I finally was guided away from it by Source. I was guided away from it so that I could focus on myself, because the emotional turmoil that came from this idea that I could heal myself just enough to bring in my so-called twin was tearing me up alive. And I'm in this point now where I'm so comfortable with who I am, with where I am, with what's going on in my life, and I'm not constantly trying to heal for them. I realize I'm healing for me, and I'm healing because I want to draw closer to home, and home is Source, from whence we came. And so I feel like people got it all twisted, and they're just trying to sell this idea of romance, and they're trying to romanticize it. And so to stay away from that, don't be so gullible, Source is saying. It's just weird that that's what came up right now. I don't feel like a lot of you guys are being gullible, but I do feel like there's a group of you guys on here that are being very gullible, and if you chose to stay on to listen to this, I'm very proud of you, because not everybody is willing to hear the not so fantasized ideals of that journey, okay? And you guys are welcome to check it out if you want, but just understanding that a lot of the signs to know if you've met your twin also are very oddly linked to the signs of being with somebody who is a narcissist, okay? And not everybody wants to talk about that. So, and not all of them are like that, guys. Not all of them are like that, but it is just kind of weird that there's a lot of synchronistic things that follow around that. And I feel like the whole point is to draw away from the idea of an idealized relationship, and to come back into understanding what you truly want in love, and not what we think is love. Because when we start out on this journey, we don't understand. And I feel like for you, Pile 3, you have come into that realization of what I thought was love is not what love is at all. And so who am I without love? And so there's a very strong connection here with you guys. Like I said, this is a very spiritual. It's been very spiritual since the get-go. And so that's why I said I didn't want to mention it, but they're making me mention it now. And so for some of you guys, this is a very spiritual connection that's coming in, something that is very high level. Something, again, you'll be remembered for centuries. So take it as it resonates. If you believe it's your twin, I'm not here to tell you it's not. Okay? If you believe it's your soulmate, I'm not here to tell you it's not. What I'm here to tell you is the messages that Source is saying is this person's coming in, and you guys are going to be thick as thieves. And because of that, everybody is going to notice that you have a unique connection. You have a unique relationship. Can we just do it already? Look at this. This is how everybody has been in your life so far. This is that energy that you guys are trying to get away from, is can we just do it already? Like, you're like, no, like, I don't want to be that person who just lays down with somebody and you only give me love because you want my sex. Sacral chakra. I can't with you guys. The sacral chakra is connected to our sexual body. Okay? I love this. I love these confirmations, Source. I just love you so much. The sacral chakra is connected with our sexual energy. Thank you. And it needs to be healed. And that's exactly what you're healing. Like, you're healing both your sacral and your heart chakra are coming through very strongly right now. And I feel like that's the thing. It's like you're realizing that not everybody wanted to be in your life because they actually cared about you. Like, a lot of people wanted to be in your life. Like I said, you guys are very good looking. It's almost like trophy wife or trophy husband energy that I'm getting. And, you know, as much as I don't like that, that's just definitely the energy that's coming through here. And you guys are number 44, and that's what I was talking about, foundation, stability, grounding. We have establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details with house number 6. Another confirmation coming through here for you guys. I love this. I absolutely love it. And, you know, I'm in love with your reading. Like, I think you guys have such a powerful reading because you guys are learning something that sometimes people never learn. You know, and that's powerful. And I feel like that's another reason why I love it. That's another reason why you guys will be remembered for centuries. Reliability. You're learning how to be reliable for yourself. I have the hiccups. Get one last card here and we'll see what your oracle will say. You guys' reading, well, I mean, it's about the same as everyone else. It's a little bit longer. But there's a lot coming through for you guys. A lot and a little. I think it's like once I got into the meat of the reading, it was just kind of like explosion of information. May I please have an oracle card for pile number 3? What do they need to know, Source? What messages do they need? Some of you guys are upset about what was said, and I understand that, okay? Like, I'm not here to... I'm the messenger, okay? And that's... Sometimes I think that's hard for people when it's a tarot reader. Like, they're like, oh, well, they shouldn't have said that, or they shouldn't... You know, we all perceive the world differently, and Source communicates to us through our perception. And what we perceive and what the messages are, it's like coming out. It doesn't mean that we're 100% accurate. I don't want you guys to think that every tarot reader is, and sometimes they're not, right? I mean, I've made mistakes. I've done this for a long time, you know, and I've learned how to read the cards for what's good for me. And that's why I do a lot of these channeled messages and oracle cards, because it's the confirmation that you need. It's the confirmation that you need to go with your journey, and to understand that what's coming out is what I'm hearing, what I'm getting, the messages that I'm getting. And that's why I do these channeled messages and the oracles, because they always somehow confirm what's going on in the reading. And they're just saying that it's okay to question. Like, you always want to question. I feel like it's silly when people just take what tarot readers say, or what spiritual people say, or what people who seemingly have their stuff together, how everybody takes that for gold. And it's like, part of this is us learning how to question all of life. That is such a powerful thing. When you question, is what they're saying, is that for me? You know, and ask for a sign for yourself. Is that for you? You know, especially with me. Like, I'm not going to tell you what I'm saying is gold. I'm just saying, like, this is how I've learned how to read. This is how it is for me. This is how Source communicates with me. I give myself readings almost daily. Okay? Like, what I do for you guys, I do for myself. I have a journal that I keep specifically for tarot readings for myself. And, you know, these are things that you guys have to question and ask on your journey. Is this for me? Is this what Source is trying to tell me? And don't be afraid to ask Source for a sign, and make it a specific sign, not something that's really general. Like, you know, make it really specific to you. If it's a blue butterfly, or if it's, you know, a yellow frog, or, you know, whatever it is. Don't use what I'm saying, but something that's specific and good to you. You know, for me, I wear this owl necklace, but owls are very specific to me, because they're uncommon. I know a lot of people see them all the time, but see, that's the thing. It could be a message for you. But I'll always say like maybe a blue owl, or I'll say a colored owl, you know, like a white owl, specific, very specific, and Source will show that to you. And even for those of you that don't believe, just say it and you'll be like, yeah, right, that's never going to happen, because you're going to forget about it. You're going to set it and you're going to forget it, and then Source is going to show you and you're going to be like, holy crap, I did say that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, something unusual is going to happen for you guys. So we have stone people vigilance, and this is just saying to stay vigilant on your journey, not out of fear. Okay, this is just knowing that good things are going to happen to you. And what's going to happen to you guys? We have 42, which is 6, all about balance. We have the dolphin and happiness. And look at, she's pregnant up there on the dolphin too. Like, this is, you guys are birthing something new into life. It's your happiness. People are going to be like, I want what you have. And you're going to be like, I created that. Like, you can't have it because I created it. You got to create it for yourself. Like, it's, people are going to understand that. Yes, I love this. Trine. We have Trine. You guys are getting angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. Right? You guys are learning how to flow with what's good for you, not what's good for everybody else. You guys are learning how to flow with what's good for you. And then the Trine is also a triangle. And if you guys look at quantum physics and the theory, the triangle is what the whole of the universe is made on, and that is one of the most powerful structures because of the stability. And so there's something very stable about the journey that you've taken, right? Number 4, stability. Like, guys, these constant confirmations coming through for you. I love that. And then we have house 1, individuality, self-image, and your approach to life. What was I telling you guys? You guys are in this energy of figuring out who you are. You're changing your self-identity. Like, this is ruled by Aries, and Aries are always about being bold with who they are and constantly starting new things and constantly doing things that work for them. And, you know, it's like how you approach life, that's so important. But what's your individuality? And I feel like that's what's been changing for you on your journey, is you're seeking your own individuality on this journey. And who am I? Like, that's the question that keeps arising here, is who am I? And as you keep asking that, you keep getting deeper meaning to that. So we have number 3, inspiration, that came out for you guys here. Look at this beautiful light above her head. Like I said, there's like this inspiration, this not inspiration, there's this knowing. There's this knowing that's coming to you guys soon. It's like a download of some sorts. But, you know, honeybees could mean something to you guys. Also, there's all these beautiful flowers. I don't know what they all are. I'm not good with that stuff. But, you know, like, flowers could mean something to you. But there's like this sense of creation and synergistic energy here, because flowers survive because the bees pollinate them, and the flowers give the bees food, right? And they make honey with it, and it's very synergistic energy of like, without one there isn't the other, and so they have to be in harmony, in balance, and that's what creates a foundation. So I'm going to read this to you guys. I love this card. I think it's so beautiful. And look, I love this. It's number 3. Guys, it's on page 33. Look at that. Focus. It's on page 33. I love that. It says, an idea has captured your attention or will do so very soon. It may be a grand vision or the vague sense of something that could be. You're being encouraged to accept the vision, the idea, or the inspiration, as it is important to your creative and spiritual growth. Also, it is possible. The bee is bringing you healing, medicine, wisdom from nature to aid the message of the oracle of inspiration. The bee is a powerful spirit totem. Bees are able to fly with wings that are significantly small in proportion to their heavier bodies. They can do so because of the sheer speed with which their wings move. Your idea, even if it seems like a big, substantial plan that might be difficult to get off the ground and up and running, can succeed. You will attract great helpers to you, and the earth will support the success of this project, idea, or vision, because it is about helping the greater good, as well as your own growth and development. When Mother Earth lends you nature wisdom to support your healing and growth, you know you have an exceptionally powerful ally to your cause. Let this bring you confidence. Allow inspiration to fill you with enthusiasm, an expectation of magic and marvelous synchronicity as people, situations, and opportunities fall into place to help you bring your inspiration into reality. This idea has the potential to flower into so much more than you realize. It has great potential. It can become something that feeds and nourishes others on their creative and personal healing paths too. It has the quality of a mission and is so much more than one singular idea. I love that for you guys. I love that. And, like they were talking about Mother Earth is your ally, we do have an ally card here showing that it might not just be Mother Earth. It could just actually be you guys are attracting that ally, the friend, that you guys are going to be thick as thieves, right? That another confirmation here. You're bringing in somebody into your life that's going to be an ally for you. So I love this. I loved your guys' message. I'm so glad. Some of the other ones were super heavy, but I loved your guys' message. You've been through it all. You've been through a lot, and you guys are going to come out stronger because of it. And you guys are going through a deep transformation. Allow yourselves to transform like maybe you've never let yourself transform before, okay? So this is what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. May you guys find peace with who you are. May you find peace with who you have been. And may you guys always be led to the path of least resistance. And may blessings always rain down upon you guys. I love you so much. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And make sure you set that notification bell. Until next time, guys. Bye.